written. I will never have access to that. You won't either. So it doesn't really matter to us. Maybe I'd move over to how does that how does that break the chain? You're in my paradigm right now. We're in my system. You've been asking me questions about mine, right? How
Mm-hmm.
does that disconnect any part of the chain? I guess is what I'll move to.
Yeah. Well, so I think that um there's a few things that I think don't align that you said. So
Okay.
if God exists atemporally and every moment is equal, it exists equally, right? This has to be
Well,
true if he knows them all, right? It
well,
mean
we don't know how it works to be like I don't know God's mind. Like I don't know how
well,
it works other than what He's revealed in Revelation, right? So I don't know how He sees the world. I'm just assuming we're assuming, right, that He can
but I
pop in
think
and
this seems to me like it would be the only conclusion is that if he exists atemporally and all of existence, like he can see it all equally. This is to say that every moment exists equally. So like every moment as we pass into the next one or like 10 minutes from now exists the same as 10 minutes ago. And he can see them all at the same time, right? This is how you understand God to like know.
I guess I'm comfortable with it, but I don't. I'm comfortable with it, but I haven't. I obviously I don't have enough time to think about all that entails. But sure, I'm comfortable with that. Yeah.
Okay. So if we're saying now, not only does every moment you didn't even get another
No, you just
hat
wanted to
mustache.
do it, and that's
You just
valid.
wanted to do
No,
it.
that's
Actually,
valid.
I
That's so
did.
valid.
Thank you very much. I did have another hat and mustache. Neither of you guys were looking at your phone, apparently, but I did. All right. Sharpay just sent 2 of them. Right? Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Worry about yourselves. Okay. You worry about yourselves in your own conversation, and I'll worry about.
You know what, Sharpay, you didn't have to like co-sign
No,
that.
no, 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 no. You guys leave Sharpay alone. Sharpay is the #1 title gifter of the hat and the mustache. That's right. That's right. That's right. Leave her the hell alone.
Okay, so
All right, carry on.
the issue I have is like if B theory
Thank
of
you,
time
Sharpay.
is true, which is essentially what I'm describing, right? Is like every moment existing equally. So now this is not only that, but now every moment that exists equally already has like some determined
Already.
action or conclusion, right? Like God not only knows that that moment exists, he knows what exists in that moment, which is to say that like every moment as I'm passing through it could feel like I'm making a decision. I know I'm repeating myself a little bit,
Yeah.
but like, it's a sensation, but it doesn't actually hold any value because this has been eternally true that this would happen, right?
Sure.
Okay. So now if I do something morally wrong, right? Like if I punch board.
Yeah.
What the hell? Why would you hit me? What the fuck did I do? That's because I'm on the screen. Why you gotta hit me? What the hell?
Take a breath.
Oh
Take it deep. Calm yourself. Okay? Just relax.
Just relax, Nika.
Okay,
Just
fine. What
relax.
if I punch
Yeah.
Silas in the comments?
Wait. Is that her singing? Is that like a clip?
Yes,
of her
bro.
singing?
She clicked
Yes, it
me
is.
from another
Yes, it
line.
You
is.
can actually. Hey,
You have a
can
very
actually
good
get a
ear.
tune,
You have
low-key.
a very good ear.
Against my
Don't gas her
consent,
up. Stop. Don't gas her
No, I
up.
gotta,
She
I
don't
gotta,
need
I
it.
gotta hype her up. I gotta hype her
No,
up.
she don't need it, bro. She don't need it. She don't need it.
Yeah, slay queen. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Can we kick
Hey.
him now?
So,
What the
like,
hell?
Hey,
No,
my
I'm just
bad,
kidding.
my bad,
no,
my bad.
no.
I'm just kidding.
If
I'm just
I
kidding.
okay, if I punch Silas in the comments, right? Like it would
R.I.P.
feel as
Silas.
if yeah, it would feel as if I'm like making this decision to punch someone, which you would determine to be objectively wrong. But the truth is that like it was infinitely determined that I would punch him, right? So when it comes
Yeah.
to yeah, great. Okay. So then when it comes to morality, right? Like when it like I said, like I understand morality to include obligation. Like it's to say like this thing is objectively wrong and I have some obligation to act uh against that action, right? Like or I have some obligation to act in a good way, right? I should do good things and I should not do bad things, right? Is that like a fair description
Um,
of what morality entails?
yeah, but I guess the whole point though that I'm trying to make is that you keep speaking as like a like you're also outside of, you know, all the dimensions in creation, and you're also sitting outside of creation. You're like, well, it was already determined. It's like, yeah, but you don't know that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like you
So,
don't know that. So it's still, you still are culpable for what you do because you didn't know that that would be the case, right?
no, no. Whether I know it or not doesn't change the truth of it.
Whether you know it or not. So we're
Yeah,
proceeding in.
whether I know that it was predetermined that I would punch Silas doesn't change the truth that it was predetermined that I would punch Silas. So like whether I am punished for it or I feel guilt for it, like none of those things are relevant to the truth, the objective truth of this event, which is that it was infinitely true. It was atemporally true
Mhm.
that I would punch Silas.
Okay. I guess I just don't get the I guess I just don't see the problem with that because no one on this side of creation knows that. So it's like I don't see the issue here.
Why does the knowledge matter? Like
Because
does it matter if some people think the earth is flat? Does that change the objective fact that it is spherical?
no, obviously not. No. But I guess
Sure,
what I'm getting at but
so then
well,
the knowledge of something, like there was a time where we didn't know that the earth was spherical, right? That didn't change that it was. I'm trying to understand like
yeah, but this is a
why
different
does
kind of
knowledge matter towards objective truth?
I guess what I'm saying though is that like you're having a problem with the fact that like you don't know how do I say this? It's like yes, this was always so everything I did yesterday was always going to be the case, right? Everything I did yesterday was always going to be the case. I still chose to do it from in creation. I still chose to do it. And this is in line with, and again, I don't see how this breaks the chain in my system because in creation, again, and I think this is just a wall we're not going to be able to get past. I don't see how this is incompatible with me being punished for my actions, even if they were all infinitely from the beginning
Okay.
of time. It was determined I was going to have this conversation with you. I don't see materially how that changes the fact that in creation itself, God always knew that, yeah, but God knows everything. So, yeah, of
Well,
course.
because
Like, I don't
because
see the
Belden,
problem.
if God knows everything and it is determined that it will happen, you don't have any real capacity to decide against it. And so your will
Against.
is doesn't exist. It feels like it does to you. Like I agree that you're saying we don't know this and it doesn't feel like it, but that doesn't change the truth of the matter, right? And the truth of the matter is that you could not have chosen to not join this panel and not have this conversation with me
Mhm.
because God eternally knew that you would do it. And so you are acting in accordance with his knowledge, right? With his will. And it is his will that this would happen. So no
Well,
decisions are truly being made.
well,
And so
well, well. Again, though, but again, to circle back, I guess to the distinction I made earlier, this would be like the permissive or consequential will. This wouldn't be like the antecedent will, right? So
but
so like one refers to like what happens in all of creation, like the ultimate beginning, Christ coming down incarnate, and then the end of time, and then we would separate into. I guess this
yeah.
is what you were getting at. Yeah, sorry. I guess maybe I missed. Sorry, maybe I'm a little dense here. It's also late, so excuse my ignorance.
It's
Maybe
okay.
this is what you were getting at, and this is a problem raised often. So what people often propose is that the consequential will is where it kind of exists for people to make choices. So, and this is kind of like an undecided thing. As a Catholic, you can choose to be on one side or the other. I'm not on this side, but something you might hear from other Catholics that you talk to in the future, and this might be something useful to you, is they'll propose something called like, I think it's called like in between knowledge, but it's like in Latin, so it sounds cooler. But basically, it's like God knows the possibilities of all choices you could pick, and because
Yeah,
everything
I've
ends
heard
in
this. Yeah.
yeah, and I think it's weaker personally. And in the Catholic Church, there's debate among, this is like a hotly debated issue still, so there's no like for sure. But they offer that like, oh well, there's this in between knowledge, and we don't know
What's the word for
specifically.
that again? It's like a
Um,
funny little word.
well, it was proposed by Luis Molina, I think is his name, Luis de Molina, and it was in response to Aquinas positing that because your critique that you're giving is the same critique that Luis de Molina gave, and he's a Catholic theologian, and he said that well, that's not real free will. Then he gave the same critique you're giving, and then Aquinas, and again,
But
you can
Nika's is
read.
better. Hmm.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I personally, I don't like it, because then you would say, well, is he really omniscient if he doesn't know what you're going to pick? How is he omniscient if he doesn't know what decision you're going to
Yeah,
make?
it's called Molinism. Yeah.
Molinism. Yeah. See, but isn't that crazy that I knew the name of the guy, but I didn't know
Yeah,
his,
yeah.
that's
Well,
crazy.
I knew the thing, and then didn't
Yeah.
have the name of the guy. So there you go.
Dude, you're pretty smart, and I'm not trying to sound shocked. This isn't like a dang, you're pretty
No, that's
smart. No,
okay.
but yeah. Not an insult.
It's because I'm a woman, right?
I wasn't gonna say it. No.
Yeah, you could just say that.
I wasn't
just
gonna say it. No.
Damn, the Christian comes out. No,
Damn.
no, but I mean, I just still would
Hate to
have
see
this
it, bro.
contention, right? Like I've had to argue with someone with this Molinism thing, and I agree that
Yeah.
it's a very weak argument, because I'm I'm not really sure it's like entirely relevant, because God can know all of our options, but what is important is if He knows which one we'll choose.
We're gonna pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's creating a
And so-
distinction. It's creating. You're saying this is distinct without a difference, because the outcome is still the
Yeah.
same, right?
Exactly.
And then
I think it's just like an obfuscation a little bit. Like
Yeah,
they're diverting.
Yeah, personally, I think it is too. But I was just gonna say, like, I see the problem that you're posing here. I guess I'm just saying, like, to me, I mean, in all of our systems of knowledge of how we see the world, we're gonna have to bite down on a bullet. And I'm just saying, this is the bullet I'm more comfortable biting down on than, let's say, if the universe is just brute fact and everything is determined by the firing of neurons in my mind of what decisions I'm gonna make. I'm just saying, if I had to pick one, I think, this worldview accounts for universals. This worldview accounts for things like logic, numbers. I'm just saying I would take this one over the ones. I mean,
here's the thing: is like determinism is not like a uncommon stance, right? Which is essentially what you're kind of arguing for, just under a Christian worldview, right? Like that things are essentially determined. And plenty of atheists, like, it's kind of like the generic atheist stance, determinism.
Yeah.
So I'm not unfamiliar with like different arguments, and it's not like
Relatable.
exclusive to a Christian paradigm. But I guess my issue, so what I'm trying to say is, like, my issue isn't with determinism, although I disagree with it. I'm a compatibilist, so I don't agree that I don't hold that stance. But the main reason I don't is because of this
How can
lack
someone
of
be held moral
morality that
culpable?
would be entailed, right? Like I said, to me, morality is nothing if not entailing obligation, right? Because what is it? It's like, okay, we can say something is objectively wrong, and if a giraffe does it, like, sure, so then the event, like, it was objectively wrong that the event happened to this giraffe, but the giraffe doesn't hold any obligation to have acted in some other way because it didn't have the capacity to.
Yeah.
And when everything is determined, and I can appreciate you saying, like, well, this is just like what I'm willing to accept. And that's fair. I think we all have things like that in our worldview, like Christian and atheist and everything. Muslims too have to bite a few weird bullets. But like,
yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Unfortunate.
But,
he got married at 6 and he didn't consummate the marriage till 9. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh no.
Oh, and
no.
a lot of other weird shit too. But the point is, like, I can appreciate you saying that, and I very much respect that you can admit that. But that's the biggest contention I have. It's just like, I don't see how morality can exist under determinism.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, I don't really have, like, I guess you'd say, like, the best reply to that, because I haven't ever gotten, I guess you'd say, usually this isn't the part that people have, funnily enough, this is never the part that people have an issue with at all. Usually we get into, like, how universals only exist in a system where things are either in a perfect form somewhere else. We get into, like, Platonism, and, like, we usually go different places than this. So to be completely honest with you, bro, I would have to read more about what,
Platonism.
like, my side says.
Who talks about
What's
that?
up?
Yeah,
Dude,
who would ever talk about
I
Platonism?
would say,
everybody, I think,
I don't think I have issues with that.
Everybody in a roundabout way, I feel like. Some dude asked me, when I open my fist, where does the closed fist exist? When I close and open my fist, where does that closed fist exist? And I was like, dude, what are you asking me right now? So, yeah.
I mean, it's a silly question, but there's a silly answer.
Yeah,
right?
Bro said in the realm of the forms, Bro said there's
I
a
mean,
perfect
yeah.
closed fist
I
sitting
mean,
somewhere.
I'm pretty like I'm pretty friendly to like Platonist
Oh
stances.
no.
I'll be
Oh no.
honest.
Oh no.
Where did my
Yeah, I
cards
am.
go?
That's
But
terrible. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But no,
I mean,
but I appreciate the time though. I don't want to,
yeah.
bore the people
Well,
because
I
I'm
think. Well, I was gonna say, like, I think, yeah, we've kind of come to a little bit of a crossroads. But please join the Discord, and if you do like have more to add, like that's the place to do it, or come and
Yeah,
join the panel again. Like we can continue the conversation when we've both kind of sat with it or whatever.
Yeah,
please.
I just have to read more because I'm sure there is. I mean, again, we have
Of
literally
course there
2,000
is.
years of this. I'm sure there's a Aquinas answer on this, and I just don't
Dude,
fucking know it.
Catholics be apologizing if in nothing else. That's
We
they
do.
be
We do.
they
Unfortunately,
be
for some
apologetic
crazy
in.
stuff too. Yeah, we do. We do truly. But you
Yeah.
guys enjoy the rest of your night. I'll say
Yeah.
God
Thanks
bless.
for
Obviously, troll a little bit,
Mm.
but God
Get out
bless.
of
Have a
here.
good one.
Scram.
I mean it. I
Hallelujah.
mean it. I mean it.
Get out of here.
Hallelujah. Have a good night, Delvin. What a
Not
nice guy.
hallelujah. He was a nice guy.
I
That's a
like
good.
him.
That's a good guest.
Follow me,
W
Delvin. I'll
guests
follow you back.
tonight. To be honest, I feel like since the reset, we've been having nothing but good guests. Maybe
I think
that's
it's
how it should
me.
be. Honestly, W Nika.
Just
W Nika.
kidding.
No, for real.
I'm
I
kidding.
mean, genuinely, you killed it, dude. I don't think I debated anyone. Well, I debated one person earlier, but I was
You
chilling.
debated cheeseburger.
No wonder I'm freaking tired, bro. Obviously, exhausting,
was-
dude.
That was the final boss.
I didn't even really want to go live today, man. I was so tired. I'm still so
What?
tired. But I cleaned up my office. I like did some work. I'm trying to think of like I had some work to do to like was trying to think of an alternative for like Venmo and Cash App. It's like in Cash App you
Yeah.
have to like put your whole name in there, you know what I mean? Ugh.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
You have to put your first and last name in there.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do. You have to show your ID. Yeah.
Bored. I have a Cash App and I have not done that.
You have to, bro. You have to. I couldn't get any money out. People had sent me money and I
What?
couldn't get it out.
No, you just attach your bank card.
Are you saying it doesn't have your first name or your last name at all?
But nobody can see it. It's just attached to your
That's
bank
not
card.
what it said. It said that it has to
Bored.
show.
Bored. My Cash App is like a username that I've had, and it doesn't
Bruh.
show any of my real information.
Cash App is playing games then.
Dude, why do you think people use Cash App so much?
Why are the rules different for me?
You're just like a goody
Unlucky,
two
bro.
shoes. Show me
How
what
am
it says. 'Cause there's no
Goody
way.
two
I haven't
shoes,
been on
bro.
Cash App in a while.
I just doxed myself right now. It's re-downloading. My phone is like full of
Let me open Cash App.
bullshit.
I got my other phone.
It has to download again. Anyways,
You
Nika, are you
deleted
still
it.
gonna punch Silas? No, dude. My
No.
memory on my phone is full, so every once in a while it'll just like remove old apps. Like it'll keep the shell of the app there, like the very basic memory,
Oh
but
yeah.
then I have to re-download it
The
again.
shell of the app. Silas, I'm
So
not gonna
what else
punch
do you
you
call
until
that?
my next. I don't know. Silas, I'm not gonna punch you until my next hypothetical.
Talking shit for
So
nothing.
you're safe.
Talking shit for no reason. But there's this thing called buy me a coffee, and I think that's a way to do it. I've seen creators do that before. Let's try to create one of those. Okay. Because I tried to have my name be board agnostic and it wouldn't do that. It would change my last name. So when you go to personal information,
Yeah.
you click on identity verification. I did that. Put down my personal info.
Why are you doing all that? For what?
Because I couldn't cash out. I couldn't cash out if I didn't do it.
I don't. You did you set up a card, like a debit card,
Mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't let you?
No, it wouldn't let me cash out.
That's weird. I don't know.
I mean, it's brand
That's
new
really
account. I
weird.
created a brand new account.
That's really weird. I don't know. I do see my personal information on there, but nobody else can see it, obviously. And I've only ever just linked my card and then cashed out, and then I unlink my card because Cash App be tripping.
Okay, let me see. It should just be. Do you see me on there? Board agnostic on there. Okay, then it asked me for a card. Hello, board agnostic. Okay, so when you go to like the main page, right? And you click on account settings and it says personal information, you just leave that blank?
No, like I see the personal information. Like I see my
Okay.
personal information, like legal name, address, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have my phone
Identity
number on there.
verification, it says verified?
No,
Oh, it says unverified. Okay, maybe that's
no,
why.
it just tells me to continue to verify it. I haven't though.
Okay.
But even if you did, I don't
It
know that other
changes the
people.
name. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, then don't do that.
Now you tell me, but I couldn't cash out before. That's my problem. So I see my legal name, right? Like first, middle, last. And then obviously my address, my phone number, email, all that good stuff.
I don't even have my email on here.
Well, I did because
Yeah, that's okay. But
that's how it be. Okay, somebody send me $1. Let me see if it works. Board agnostic. Send me 25 cents. Send me a quarter.
I can't even find you on here.
$ board agnostic? Can't even find it?
No.
Bro, how? I'm staring right at it.
No, it's not coming up for me. Is it coming up for y'all? Hello? Anybody?
Nobody's
Does
trying.
anybody have a quarter?
Anybody at all? Why do I sound so heartbroken about Cash App? Because I'm just trying to figure it out, bro.
We're handing out the little tithing basket.
Oh, because it says only people in my contacts. How do I change that? Why would it do that?
Messing everything up.
Why would it do that at all? I don't only want to accept money in my Cash App. Security. Privacy.
Yeah, no, you go privacy, and then you go how others find you, and you got to put profile name.
Yep, that's selected. And my email. My board agnostic email. Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe it's impossible to find me. Spell it in the chat. No space. It's just $ board agnostic. I have no idea. It's okay. I'll figure it out. I'll have my wife send me $1. She can send me $1 tomorrow. Account safety.
Y'all could just cash at me. It's bring Nika back. Go ahead.
Damn, why it say what you selling on Cash App? Pigeon. What the hell?
No, I don't
Pigeon?
sell anything. I don't sell things. Pigeon, I'll sell.
What were you about to say, bro? What?
Because I understood his little comment.
Anyways,
bring Nika back on Cash App.
Bring Nika back is crazy.
Support.
Let me see if I can send you $1. Bring
Oh, then
Nika
you might be.
back. Oh, I
Then I'll
see
send
you.
it back.
Okay, let me send $1.
Pigeon, don't nobody want your feet pics, buddy. Don't nobody want your talon pics.
Not
Oh,
Talon picks.
you got someone in the request.
Oh,
Hello, Lordy.
lordy. Mike turns 40.
Hello?
What up, Lordy?
Hey,
What's up, brother? How are you, bro?
I'm good, bro. How you doing, bro?
Good. Is my mic okay? I don't want to start talking if, I sound bad.
See, it says confirm your legal name to continue. I just put board agnostic again.
well, mine has my legal name. You just
If
can't
I
see
put
it.
my name on there, it's going to change the username.
No, it's not.
Yes, it did. That's what happened. Let me try again.
No, because you can put a profile name.
Okay, I swear to God, it's going to change it. The @ is going to stay the same. Like the $ thing is going to stay the same. It's going to stay as board agnostic, but now it's going to say
Okay.
board.
Okay, do it. Okay, do
Hamilton,
that. And
whatever
then do
the
that.
last name
And
is.
then when you do that, and then when you click on your little picture in the corner, and it'll say edit profile, and then you can change your profile name.
Okay, let me see.
Hey, sorry,
Verify
Lordy.
your legal name. I'm going to put it in there. And then my birthday. Damn, I want to know all my business. Social
Trump
security number.
about to get
Good
you.
Lord.
Lordy, thank you so much for being patient with us. Sorry, we're just
Yeah,
trying to
thanks, Lordy.
figure something out.
Lordy,
for
you
the
know how to use
community.
Cash App?
Yeah, of course.
Well, damn, Lordy, you here to help?
Yeah, what's wrong? What you need?
She
I'm
don't know
having
what
an
she's
issue.
doing.
See, it freaking changed it. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
now on
Then,
Cash App, go to edit profile,
yeah. Edit profile.
profile name.
Profile name. Board agnostic. Send me another $1 and I'll tell you what it
Your
looks
last
like.
name needs to match your legal name to update your legal name contact support.
What? For your profile name?
Yeah, bro, that's what it says. What name do you prefer to go by? If you're called something other than your legal first name, you can change it here. It'll show up on your profile. Your last name needs to match your legal name. See, I just sent you $1. What does it say? I know it doesn't say board agnostic.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, bro.
Let me see. Talk to him and I'll research.
Yeah, I was just going to say, not about the topic up top, but for Cash App, it does let you change your first name, but like it forces you to put your last name as your last name.
She mad as hell.
You try to tell some people, but they don't want to listen to you. They
But
don't want to
I
listen
don't
to you.
have that. You can see my profile. I don't have that. So how?
You don't even have a last name on there.
I don't have any name on there.
Bruh.
It's okay. That's why I pushed so hard. I'm like,
That's because you're. It literally says your name is Bring. Okay, it
Yes.
just says Bring, bro. That's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
okay, hold on.
Your
one
name is
second.
first name Bring, last name Nika. Maybe that's because you're in a different country, dude. I don't know.
Dude, Cash App is only in the US. And shut up.
Why are you eating me up like that? Thinking was wrong.
Okay, but what before you do anything, go and unclick that people can search you. First of all.
Okay.
While we figure this out. And I'm gonna let you talk to him, get your mind off things, take your anger out on Lord T. Because he could have said that before you did it. He just listened to you do it, knowing damn
Lordy.
well.
How could you do that? That's so rude, Lordy. I mean, I have a very common name, but whatever. Lordy, are you a Christian?
I don't identify with it, no. But you would consider me that since I do believe in, Jesus. So yeah.
Okay, Lordy. Which one of these two questions do you want to answer?
Is God responsible for evil?
Yeah, what do you think?
I would ask a question to that question. I would say, are humans responsible for evil?
Okay, but answering that question doesn't really tell me if God is also responsible.
All right, perfect. All right, I'll take on that. Okay,
Okay.
I would say if all right. So once again, Christians follow the Bible. If there's not anything in the Bible that says, "Hey, God commands evil," like He makes people choose to do these things, or like my thing is, do God controls anyone's actions? In the New Testament that Christians mostly follow, I would say no. Like when it comes to today's teachings, we don't have any of our free will taken when we make a choice. I like to ask people, hey, if you could choose to make a different choice tomorrow, could you make that choice? They would tell you, yes, like I can choose when and when not to do anything. So if any evil in the world happens and it's not something that doesn't have a reason for it, like evil going on, you like, oh well, why is it happening? If it's nothing, then I would say, okay, maybe you can put it on God. But if we have reasons for why evil happens, like cancer, like things that are unintentional and it's the conditions of the life we live, or whether it's war or politics from, like the top government and stuff, like it's all people.
But didn't
Like,
God make it possible that all these things would be our consequences? Wouldn't he be responsible for that?
yes, and that would be a could be thing. It's like you're saying,
Well, not could be.
because
I mean, it
no,
is.
no, listen. I promise it's gonna connect. Listen, I was basically saying when like you're basically saying like, wait, can you repeat what you just said? I'm so sorry. Can you please repeat what you just said?
Yeah, you're talking about these like sins and evils that we do and how there are consequences for these things. But wouldn't God be the one that determines these consequences?
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I can't
Okay.
disagree with that. Yes.
So
Okay,
then
but
God would be in charge of like how these things happen then.
By what standard? What hand does he force for us
What do
to
you
do
mean?
the things we
What do you
do?
mean what standard? Well, he's the one who's implementing this standard. He's the one who decides. So
No, I mean, deciding what's right for wrong doesn't determine what you do as a person. Am I wrong?
well, no, certainly not. Like determining right from wrong doesn't mean that you have to do it. But I think it's different because God creates us, right? And God
To be
knows what
fair, our mom creates
God
us.
knows
It's
what
not
we're
like
gonna do.
our mom knows what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
Not
your mom
just
knows exactly what
knowledgeable.
you're gonna do. The same as God.
Wait, so are you saying that because God knows basically the time stream of everything that is going to happen, depending on
Mhm.
what we do, it's always just going to be His fault for creating us in general? And if anything, I
No.
would say, no. Wait, why not? If it's not like
Yeah,
He can't have knowledge of what's going to happen, so what do you work with when you have that type of power that you're already going to know what's going to happen? Like He can't just not know what's going to happen. He can't blind Himself.
sure.
You know?
Yeah, so God already knows what's gonna happen, and then he creates you, and then he decides what the consequences are gonna be after the fact.
The consequences was already decided, I believe, before humans
Sure.
stepped foot on Earth.
Sure. But still he decides these consequences for the sin that's going to happen, right? But
That's fine, but
he also decides like the parameters that you can sin, right? Because he says things like, I mean, he limits our ability to sin in certain ways. So God is the one who allows us to sin, knows that we will sin, and creates us anyways. Why wouldn't God be responsible for that
I
evil here on the
totally
earth?
agree. I totally agree. And actually, I think I would be wrong. I probably would say God is. I would have to agree that God is technically responsible for evil. But I will also say that. But you're the only one who actually came with the question: is God responsible for evil? In a way that you're asking, like, is He just simply responsible? Yeah, I can't take that from you. But other people like to say, "Oh, is God responsible for evil?" Like saying we don't have free will, which we obviously do. Things
Well,
like
I don't think we do. I don't think we
once
can
again,
have
if
free
you can
will
make
if God knows
hey
everything and
listen,
creates
if you
us.
can make a different choice to
Lordy,
do
I've been
anything
listening,
today or
bro.
tomorrow.
But I'm allowed to talk too.
No, I understand. I thought
Alright.
we was just coming
So-
to an under. Like I don't want to have.
You ain't
it
gotta
where,
yell,
like,
listen to me. I'm not a child, right? We're good.
No. My bad. I was just saying like it because I also listen to you too. If you like how I even took accountability and said, hey, I may be coming off on the wrong foot about your question because your question was, is God responsible for evil?
Mm-hmm.
And I said a lot of things instead of basically just saying yes. So I was like basically apologizing and like taking accountability for real.
Hi,
So
Peter.
I felt like if I explain something in a certain way, it's right in a way, like it's actually right. I felt as though it wouldn't change your understanding on what you're thinking and feeling, but I'm right. So it just felt like it would be like, all right, that's cool, but let's move on to like a different thing. It's like you were saying
No,
the thing
that's
I was
fine.
saying was wrong.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, you started talking about free will. I was just saying that I disagree. I don't think that we can have free will if God knows everything and creates us, and we wouldn't have any choice to do otherwise.
So I mean, aren't you not? Are you're agnostic? So you not that you don't believe in God? I don't know, but I know you don't believe in
No, I
Jesus.
personally don't
or
believe in this God. No. But am I
I know.
agnostic towards if like another God exists? Yeah, I can be agnostic towards another God.
Oh, that works pretty well. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't never disagree with anyone else in life who has a different belief on what they think. Not what they think or know. I'm not saying that you think or know anything, but if you have another belief, I just respect it. Honestly, God is real. And
Okay.
I can't force anyone to just say, "Hey, Christian God is the," you know. But I do
Yeah,
want to ask one thing.
I
I do want to
appreciate
ask
that.
one thing.
I mean, I just made a statement about free will. What do you think about that?
That's what I was about to ask. I was about to
Okay.
ask, what is free will to you? Are you going by definition or are you defining it a different way? Because free will is the
Yeah, I guess the
will to
ability
make a
to
choice.
choose. Hmm.
Yeah, and I asked,
Yeah, we can't choose otherwise.
all right,
From what
listen,
God's
most
knowledge
sins
is.
evolve around what you do with people and yourself. And if it was psychological, emotional, mental, or physical, could you make a different choice if you wanted to? That's a yes or no question.
Yeah, and the answer is no. You can't make a different choice other than what God has knowledge of.
That's not true.
Okay, so let's name a choice. Any choice you can pick.
All right, I'll do something actually real in real life. Like
Okay.
I would speak on things like that's actually sins, murder, lust,
Okay. So
betraying people,
let's
pride
say
and stuff.
let's say lust, right?
Mm-hmm.
So God knows Michael will lust after Susan. Okay. Can you read that? Is it too small?
Yeah, I can see it perfectly.
Okay. When Michael is faced with the decision to lust or not lust, what will he do?
Be honest, is what you want, correct? Are you saying? Wait, I have a
Well,
question.
what's
Are
the
you saying the
can
thing?
this be
Okay.
wrong? Can
God
what
knows.
God knows be wrong?
No.
Okay, so if God knows that Michael will lust after Susan, when Michael is faced with this decision to lust or not to lust, what will he do?
Michael?
Yeah.
Michael will have to make a choice to lust or not lust. It's all a choice.
Okay. And which one will he do?
Oh, that's what you trying to do. That's petty. That is a back. That's
It's
like
not
cornering
petty.
someone.
The question was always, what will he do?
It's
So what's
whatever.
the answer?
No, I think you like. I'm not saying you messed up in your own example, but are you like? Shouldn't you have said he lusted or not, and then God knew about it?
Do you think you can
Because
answer
you
my
didn't- I
question
can't
and then I
say
can
what he-
conclude?
I guess what he would, whatever he choose to do. That's
And what
that was my
will
answer.
he choose to do is the question.
I'm not God or the narrator. I
Yeah, but
really don't know.
given this information, what do we know Michael will
Oh
do?
shit! I'm sorry.
Like,
I was
come
just
on.
reading the second prompt. I didn't.
I know, but they're
sorry.
both up there. Come on, Lordy.
God knows Michael will lust after Susan. Where's Michael? Okay, yes, he will lust.
Okay. So what will he do? He will lust. Okay. My next question is, if he chooses not to lust, is God's knowledge correct?
Yes, because God also had knowledge that he would do the opposite too.
Okay.
It's like how people explain timeline as
What
a
is
thing
God's
where
knowledge here?
God's knowledge is of everything in the timeline, alternatives, anything you choose differently, everything you do
Okay.
choose.
But does God know what we
everything.
will do or just
Will,
possibilities?
won't, maybe, maybe not. He know all of it.
Okay.
All
But
of it.
God knows what we will do, not just possibilities, right?
They're not possibilities. They're if you
Well,
chose that decision, then
but it's
like
possible that you could choose
contra-
something else, right, Lordy? But you will choose something, right? It's possible that you could, at least from our view, but we will only ever choose what God has knowledge of. So if God knows that Michael will lust after Susan, if Michael chooses not to lust, will God's knowledge be correct here?
Yes.
Yes. How would it be correct?
You said God knows Michael will lust after Susan. Then you said when Michael is faced with the decision to lust not, what will he do?
Yeah,
you
this
said
is a separate question here.
All
so
right,
we're
I'm
looking at this first
I'm
part.
finishing.
We're looking at this
I'm
first
finishing.
part, and we're looking at this part right here.
I know, that's why I'm reading the whole thing, because everything is connected. I don't want to just read one part of your thing and then take it out of context.
You don't have
All
to
right,
read
now
the
it
middle
says, if he
part. That's not
chooses-
completely relevant, but go ahead.
If he chooses not to lust, is God knowledge correct? Once again, you ask, when God knows Michael will lust after Susan, you ask, was his knowledge correct then when he was going to just lust? Yes, his knowledge was correct.
My question is not if he's just gonna lust.
Once again, when you said if he chooses not to lust, is God's knowledge correct? Yes, they're all correct. He knows everything.
Okay. Can you read the first sentence out loud?
Yes, God knows Michael will lust after Susan.
Okay. So if Michael does not lust after Susan, will this sentence be correct?
If Michael does not lust after Susan, will this sentence be correct?
Yep,
no,
that's my question.
God
No.
didn't write that sentence, to be fair. In
No.
his defense,
Okay, so
he
the
didn't write
answer
that
so the
sentence.
answer would be no. That if that action does not happen, then God's knowledge in that instance would
God's
not
knowledge
be
is
correct.
correct, but what you wrote wouldn't
Okay,
be
so
correct. Because
so the
you wrote
question
that
now
God-
that I'm asking
let's
you is,
be
does
clear.
God know possibilities,
Okay,
or
but
does
let's be
God know
real.
what
Let's
will
be real.
actually happen?
Okay, but let's not force
I
it
will talk.
into.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm just saying, let's just not force it into your way and not my way either. Let's force it into
I'm
a
not,
middle
but
ground.
I'm trying to understand.
Listen, I'm saying this claim is still the same. You asked if he didn't choose the lust, would the knowledge be correct? God's knowledge is not relevant to what you type, basically.
What will actually happen? Because God can know possibilities.
You're
But knowing
limiting
possibilities-
God, though, by asking, does he
No.
know any, or does he have this or this? And I'm telling
No,
you,
no.
he knows all.
Yeah,
so it's
that's-
like you're
that's
not.
fine.
It's basically.
That's fine.
It's basically like you're saying.
But what
you're
will
just not
actually happen? But what will actually happen is the only thing that is relevant when we're talking about
It is not when
actualizing
you're-
this thing. The
Okay, but you
possibility
asked-
of something
you
else
asked-
taking place is not what will really happen.
Why-
And if God
why
knows what
can't-
will happen, then just knowing possibilities is a lot weaker than knowing what will happen.
Is that for a human or God? Once again, God knows every single thing. Once again, you're
Duh.
limiting him to say, does he know possibilities or do you know what's actually I told you both,
Yeah,
so why
he
is that a
can-
question? So
Yeah,
you're
what
not
was-
taking my point into consideration.
Lordy, can you just tell me what I just said just a moment ago?
You're trying to force it to be relevant to what actually happened, but that's
Okay.
that's a
So-
human thing. That's not
And
God.
there's
If anything, you're
why did
riding
I
off
say
your-
that, Lordy? Why did I say that?
Because that's what you understand as a human. That's what I believe. I believe
Okay, so
that's
you're
why you
no
said that.
longer listening, okay? Should I move on to the next guest, Lordy? Or do you actually want to engage in good faith now?
I'm giving you patience. You're the
Okay.
one not listening.
You're giving me patience, but it took you how long to answer what will Michael do?
You're trying to
How much
contradict
longer?
God.
I'm not contradicting it. You are, right?
You're
So
asking if
the
his knowledge
reason why
relevant to
what
what's
will
actually going to happen.
Yeah,
How?
the
How are you not
reason-
contradicting yourself?
Okay. The reason why it is important to know if God's knowledge is about what will actually happen and not just possibilities. Because if God knows that Michael will lust, right? Not just a possibility that Michael will lust, but that he is going to do this action. God knows positively, concretely that this is going to take place, right? Then if Michael chooses otherwise, God's knowledge will not be correct, and that is not possible because God's knowledge is always correct, which ultimately means that Michael cannot do other than what God's knowledge is,
That's
which
not
would
true.
mean that
That is
free
not
will is
true.
not
And you can
true,
look that up. That
which is
not
why we
true.
need, I know, but that's the thing that we're investigating now. So the question now is just because God knows concretely what Michael will do, can he do otherwise?
That's like asking, do he know what he can do? It's like you saying, all right, Michael
I'm
is
not talking
gonna
about
commit
can do, I'm
lust.
talking about will do. Do you understand the difference?
Can you scroll to your last question? Because that's technically the same thing, please.
Which
Does
one?
God
This one?
knows? No, the last one, please. 'Cause
Sure.
That's basically the question you're asking. You're asking, does God know possibilities, or does know what, or does he know what actually is going to happen? Then you're basically asking.
Yeah, I'm not talking about can do, I'm talking
if
about
Michael
will
made
do.
a different. Yeah, but isn't that forcing it into your own critique? Like it's not a
Yeah,
God thing to say.
yeah,
Hey,
it's almost like
if
I'm trying to
Michael,
make a point, right? Obviously, if I'm trying to make a point, this is how I would do it, right? Making a point to critique your theology, this would be part of it. So, does God know what we can do and what we will do, right? You're saying that he knows
Mhm.
both of those things. Okay.
Indefinitely, like. Mhm.
Okay. So if God knows that you will go to the store, if you don't go to the store, then that piece of knowledge would be incorrect. So whatever God knows you will do, you must do.
You not must do, you will do. I would say that. I would say
Okay.
if God knows you,
You will
do something,
you
then
must
you
do it.
will do it
You
yourself.
have to do it. It has to
You're
happen.
basically saying if he knows you're making the choice, then you're not making the choice. That's so wrong. If I okay, can I ask one question myself, please?
Sure.
This
Go
one?
ahead.
Okay, cool. Like I don't get this. Okay, if I take you to the store and I tell you to ask the cashier for change, and I know you're gonna ask him for change, and then maybe you be like, no, let's go to another store. Is my knowledge incorrect, or is that contradicting by saying, oh, if he chooses to do something else, my knowledge isn't correct? That's
If
contradicting.
your knowledge is that I'm gonna go and ask for change and then I don't do it, then your knowledge was not correct there. Was not correct.
Because of what could happen, correct?
No, not what could happen. It's because you predicted that this would happen and it was not true. The foreknowledge that you had was not accurate, right?
Now the question is, did you, the one that was supposed to get the change?
Why are you raising your hand, Taylor? You ain't in the request. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. You putting her up?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Lordy.
Oh, no. I was just asking, like, hey, if you the one that got the change and you didn't get the change, are you...
What?
Are you basically...
Say that sentence again. That made no sense.
I'm sorry. I really apologize.
If you got this change, but you didn't get the change?
No, mind you, the point was that I took you to the store to get change, meaning that's what was going to happen.
To the store. And what's your foreknowledge here?
No, to be fair, let's put it in the way you said the last.
That's fine. What's your foreknowledge? That's what I'm need to know.
Okay. Can you just say, all right, Cam will go to the store.
Okay.
And get change.
Okay.
Levi knows this. Like, he knows that he will go to the store and get the change. Like, guaranteed.
Levi.
It's an example. Why would I don't want to sound rude enough, but why would I'm saying is an issue? I'm just trying to come with an example.
That's all right. We could talk about little Gene boy. Okay. Levi and Cam Quarter. Okay. Right, Levi knows that Cam will go to the store and get change. Is Levi's knowledge always correct?
In this sense, I would say yeah. I would just say yeah, because it's technically supposed to be relevant to you.
That's important.
Because in this situation, Cam is supposed to be Michael and Levi is supposed to be God. That's the reason why,
Yep, sure. Yeah, we see that.
All right. So then what was your second point? It was that if he didn't get changed, would the knowledge still be correct, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now write that. If Cam didn't get the change, would Levi's knowledge still be correct?
Do you want me to answer that?
No, I'm going to answer.
Oh.
Okay. Now,
Cool.
I want you to add
Okay.
under Levi's knowledge that Levi has knowledge of possibilities and what will actually happen.
Okay. And which one is he talking about here?
But like, what?
Well,
Huh?
we already know what they're talking about. The question, the statement that you
All
made
right,
me right
just-
is
just-
that Cam, hold on. Cam will possibly go to the store and get change. You said that Cam will go to the store and get change. So we know that we're not talking about possibilities here. We're talking about
But let's
concretely
not,
what will happen. So, okay. So we already know that Levi knows this. Levi knows what Cam will do, and Levi's knowledge is always correct. Okay. So what's the answer here?
The answer is that no matter what you say or what the possibilities is, you're
Yeah.
correct about the part that the person will always make that choice. As you can clearly see, Cam will go to the store and get change, and Levi
Yeah,
knows
that's not
this.
that's
But
not
but once
actually an
again,
answer to this question.
Wait.
Okay,
I didn't
don't
finish.
tell me to wait.
You're not letting
don't tell
me have
to
my
wait.
consensuous though.
Okay. It's
Like you cut me off
don't even know
halfway
what you're
as if
saying.
my point isn't connecting. My point is going
Yeah,
to connect.
this-
Give it a
this-
second.
why not just answer the question directly?
Because it all adds up into one.
Just answer the
It's not-
question directly.
Dude, I'm doing that.
Okay,
if
do that.
Cam, if Cam, I'm telling you that one is knowledge and one is knowledge.
You're
of a
talking
possibility.
again. This is the issue, Lordy. You're talking about possibilities again, and you're not talking about what will happen. Talking
That's what
about
those two-
talking about
that's
shut
what-
up. Talking
Dude.
about the fact that you have these two different choices that you can make doesn't tell me if you have knowledge about which one will actually happen.
I told
Because
you
when we
both.
talk, when we're okay, then if you know both, I don't care about the possibility anymore. I
That's
care
your
about if you
opinion. It's
shut
not a
up,
fact
bro.
that-
Shut the
it's not a
fuck up.
fact.
Jesus Christ,
It's
shut
not
up.
a fact,
Shut
dude.
up, bro. Shut up. Jesus fucking Christ. Shut up. Okay? The issue is that when we're talking about what will happen and then you create that person, they no longer have the ability to do otherwise. So we're not talking about possibilities. We're talking about actuality. We're talking about the actions that will take place. Okay? That's the problem. So I'm not talking about possibilities. Okay? Take that, flick that bitch all the way across the room. Okay? We're talking about what will happen. That is why it's important. Okay? So if Levi knows what will happen, if Cam does not get the change, will Levi's knowledge still be correct? That's the question you should be answering. Not all this like posturing and rambling on. Just answer directly.
I just want to understand if we're people and we're actually having a conversation.
Okay.
I haven't.
You know what? Not anymore.
No, I haven't.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I would love it if you could just answer the question directly. Can you do that? I think he has an alarm going off. We can wait. I don't mind having a conversation with you, but I'm not going to spend another 15 minutes on the point that you're trying to make to say that God knows possibilities and that God knows what will happen. I get it, right? I heard you say it 5 minutes ago. I want to progress the conversation along, but you're not hearing me anymore. And that's fucking frustrating. Stop that. Okay?
All right. I was just saying that you asked what's his knowledge.
Answer the
No, listen,
question.
please.
Answer the question directly. I already heard you when you said
All right,
possibilities
yes,
or what
the
will
answer
happen.
is yes.
I heard that, right? I heard that. So stop saying that.
The
Stop
answer
it.
is
I
yes.
heard it. Yeah.
All right, listen. The answer is yes. If Cam
So
didn't
yes.
get the change, Levi's
Okay.
knowledge would still be
What's
correct.
Levi's knowledge here?
Levi's knowledge is that Cam will go to the store, but he also has the knowledge of the other possibility.
Okay.
And
What
when
will
you
happen?
add-
What will happen?
is that Cam will go to the store?
Okay. So if Cam does not go to the store, does Levi's knowledge of what will happen, will that be correct?
No. And
Good
I think
job,
the-
Lordy.
but
Good
I-
fucking job, Lordy. Now we're back to the exact same spot where we were 20 minutes ago, bro.
Now,
Okay? So
but okay.
Levi has knowledge of what Cam will do. If Cam does not do that thing, then Levi's knowledge of what will happen is incorrect. It must take place in order for Levi's knowledge of what will happen to actually be true. Correct?
I'm sorry. For me, it cut out. I don't know if it cut off for everyone. For me, it cut out. Someone called me. I'm sorry. You were big. But here's my only thing was, if you see your prompt at the top, not the prompt like question for Christians, at the top you ask, does God know possibilities or does he know what will happen? And I think the issue with me and you was, it's like, wait, listen, please.
Lordy, I already clarified that, bro. I get it. Your answer, Lordy, you're repeating yourself again.
No, because it has
already heard it. I already heard it.
No,
and I
I'm
already
not saying
fucking
the same
agree.
thing.
But you're not listening to me. I already heard it, bro.
Oh my God.
We all heard it. We all heard it.
Listen, please, not listen.
What did I say that was wrong?
It's the fact that you're saying, does God know possibilities or does he know what will actually happen, which means he knows both. And you're asking if
did I say that?
happened.
Did I say that he knows both? Did I already respond to that?
My answer was yes to the first question about does God know possibilities.
Levi, Jesus fucking Christ,
happen.
bro. You are a terrible
Read
listener.
The first question
You're
you
terrible.
asked.
Levi, we asked that question a long time
put
ago,
a yes
right?
There.
Levi,
yes. And if you,
Lordy, listen. Lordy, listen, okay? When you responded and you said both, I said, fine. God can know both possibilities and what will happen, okay? Listen to me. Jesus Christ, Lordy, okay? He can know both. But what is important when we're talking about free will is, does God know what will happen? The possibility is irrelevant. If God knows what will happen and he creates them, right? Then it negates free will. That's the argument.
So you're basically forgetting that the second point is the possibility. So eliminate it and keep the knowledge.
Possibility is irrelevant here when we're talking about what will happen.
Oh my God, I caught you. All right. So if that's the case, then Levi not getting the change is the possibility, dude. Like, you just contradicting yourself.
Are
now.
you dumb? Genuinely.
If Levi, be real.
Are you
Everyone
an
be real with
idiot?
me.
Are you an
Be
idiot?
real, chat.
Do you fucking, what's happening right now? Does your mom kiss you on the forehead and tuck you in and you suck your thumb to go to bed? What the fuck is wrong with you? Genuinely, there's something wrong with you. What? This is why I let Nika have the conversations. What the fuck is happening?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Lordy, wake up. Wake up, honey.
Can I ask you a question?
No, I'm gonna ask you. No, I'm gonna ask you.
All right, go ahead. I'm listening.
You kind of already.
I sort of feel like y'all talk as to me like I'm just a Christian and not a person. Like, it's honestly disrespectful. I'm just
look. I'm not attacking your Christianity. I'm 100% attacking you having this conversation. Right? Like that. I know. But if we're gonna have a conversation like people, it requires that I listen to you and you listen to me and we progress that conversation. But if all you do is just repeat yourself over and over and over again, you don't actually listen to somebody else, then we're never going to progress, right? And that's extremely frustrating. So if you want to have a conversation, obviously it's not going to be with me. I'm fine letting you have that conversation with Nika and Taylor, but do better at listening to what they're telling you, okay? And the same, right? Obviously, they're up here for a reason. They're fantastic listeners. They'll listen to you and they'll respond to what you have to say, okay? But don't do the same dumb shit that you just did with me, because obviously it's fucking frustrating, bro. Do better.
Yeah, Lordy, you seem really hung up on this possibility thing. So I want to address it really quick, and I just want to explain kind of my perspective on it. Is that okay?
Without me saying anything after, or like?
Oh, it's a conversation. But
Uh,
okay. So, when we're talking about uh actualizing things, right? Like when we're talking about events that are occurring, right? You're saying that God knows what happens, what will happen, and he also knows what could happen, right?
mhm.
Okay. So if God knows that I'm going to have this conversation with you right now, um what does it even mean to know like the possibilities? Because it seems to me like those possibilities cease to exist, yeah, once God knows what will actually happen, right? Like they're sudden that there is no other possibilities now because God has kind of like pushed a little domino that will become this conversation that we have. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Can I answer?
Mm-hmm.
My only point is that if God knows what you're gonna do versus the possibility, I said that he knows both, okay? He knows that you were going to have the conversation with me, and he also knows that you might not have this conversation with me. If I put it on a piece of paper that God will know that, I'm making it seem like God said this, right? And let's be clear, God didn't say any of this. So we were supposed to use an example, right? That God did say that. And in that sense, yes, God knowledge will be incorrect. But if God never, once again, God never says it. This is not of the Bible. So this is not even Christian. This is not even a Christian conversation. That's a conversation about an omnipotent God in general.
Lordy, that's not true.
So
If hold on. Ephesians 1:11 demonstrates that everything is happening in accordance to God's will, right? So it thoroughly illustrates God's knowledge and his like predetermination for all events. So this is absolutely a Christian conversation.
no, because actually in that verse, God's will was not defined as in the will as he will make you do anything, right? He will strip you of free will or not give you the chance to make a choice.
No,
Like once
he said all things happen in accordance with the
and they
purpose of his
do, but
will.
not God's will, as in, hey, I'm going to force you to do this or that, but in a way of the knowledge
Well,
that he has to know what's.
Lordy, you're just adding to the text. I'm not. I'm just simply telling you what the text says, and you want to add things to it. I don't think that's fair.
No, if you were meaning it in a way that God is basically saying you're gonna do this, then I mean, sure,
I'm not
I'll
meaning
give it to you.
anything. I don't mean anything. I'm just reading the text as it was written. I don't mean anything by it. I
I
don't
mean,
believe
so
it's
if you were just
true.
saying it, then what's your point?
Yeah, my point, Lordy, is that you're disagreeing with your own scripture. My point is that I have no meaning. It is the word of God from your paradigm. So it is God's meaning. God is meaning to tell you that all things happen in accordance to his will. In fact, it says that everything is predetermined, predestined. The word is predestined that it uses.
All right, and Nika, does that determine the fact that the person, the board agnostic person, the host, asks, does God know possibilities or what will
What
happen? And then
I don't want to go back to the conversation you had, okay? Because I was listening and she didn't ask you that. She granted
it
you
was
that
on
he
the
does.
prompt. How did she actually
Lordy,
was okay? You know what?
Lordy,
I'm not
bro,
even gonna
come
say
on.
nothing. That's a lie, but
Come
okay.
on, bro. Come on, bro. She granted
It's
you.
on the thing right there.
Why are you
Because you're
still
lying just to prove a point instead of
Lordy,
being
like
real with
stop
me.
talking over people. This is why they get overstimulated and start
You
yelling
were
at you.
talking for 15 seconds. Okay,
Lordy,
you know what?
like
Okay.
you gotta control yourself.
Don't leave.
Or do like whatever, but
Bro, we already
Lordy,
granted that. We already granted
yeah,
that
like
fine. He can have both. So the point that you keep trying to make, we already concede that point. Okay? You're just not listening to that part. God can understand both, but we're pinpointing why one of them is a problem. And you're not listening to that part. You're just stuck on repeat, bro. You're in a loop.
You asked would the knowledge be incorrect, and I told you
Yeah.
because of
And-
how you
and
described it. But
Fantastic.
it-
Fantastic. Okay. Stop
the
talking to me.
Christian
Stop
God,
talking to
no.
me. Stop talking to me.
Alright.
Stop talking to me. Thank you.
Lori, it just seems like if God knows I'm gonna have this conversation and God's knowledge can't be wrong, then we will always have this conversation. Like in all versions of reality, we will have this conversation because he knows it will happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then like when I woke up this morning and I went throughout my day and then board went live and I joined the live, like all of these things were just always going to happen
Mm-hmm.
because he knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay, so then I couldn't have not joined the live.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Y'all are, that is y'all. It's not me. Like, I understand we're both having debate. And you, dude, it's like,
Lordy,
it's
you
like,
gotta
it's like
control your
bullying at
emotional
this point.
outbursts.
I honestly think it's, but like, it's
Lordy,
like because
Lordy, you have to control your emotional outbursts. Like you have to.
I'm not. I'm just trying to say something without criticism. Like
No,
it's like I
Lordy,
can't be a
you-
human
Lordy,
about it. It's
you-
like
Lordy, you just started your sentence with "Holy shit, it's not my fault." Like that is in no way a mature response to the conversation I'm trying to have with you.
neither is twisting my meaning into what you think it is.
I haven't twisted anything you've said. I've
Do
been
I have to
trying to
prove it,
demonstrate.
or do you
Why are you
just want to
talking
keep
over
talking
me?
over me?
Why are you talking over me?
You doing the same thing.
Lordy, I was literally mid-sentence when you said, "Holy shit, it's not me, it's y'all." Like, are
I
you
swear
okay?
to God, no, you did
Are
not.
you
were
okay? I was
Okay.
mid-sentence. Are you okay?
As you can clearly see, I'm fine with just relaxing and just letting you
Then
talk.
please be quiet.
All right.
Then do that. Then do that.
Just don't
Like,
seem so rude about
stop.
it.
Just
Like, why are you
stop,
talking
bro.
like
Just
I'm evil or
stop.
something?
Bro, I'm talking like you have no self-control. Like you have no ability to like read
I've
a
been letting
room or-
two people talk to me while just me myself patiently. You know what? Okay, all right, all right.
Okay, I'm trying to finish my point.
Relax. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, my point is that if it is always going to happen, then this naturally entails the negation will not happen, which is that I won't not join the panel. I will always join the panel and have this conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like what's being confused here?
I mean,
The alternative doesn't exist.
Lord. I mean, I was just trying to get into an educated debate. I mean,
Holy shit.
because I never.
Wait, Lordy. Lordy.
But she asked. Okay, so she
I
asked
know.
me.
Hold on. Are you?
So you're so y'all basically just want to keep forcing me to just respond
No,
to
I'm
what
just-
y'all want to say without me having my own thought about nothing?
I'm just going to ask you some questions. Like, you can have your own thoughts, but I'm just going to ask you some questions.
Why can't I ask anyone a question who spoke to me? That's my question.
Well,
So once again, you're treating me a certain
You're
type of way
annoying.
because I'm
You're
so-called
annoying and you've been
Christian.
crying and complaining for the last 20 minutes.
All right. So
You're
are
a
you about your own
grown-ass
point?
man. You're a grown-ass man. You need to lock the fuck in.
I'm 17. Like, what are you talking about?
You're what?
Like, you're just.
How old are you,
Listen,
Lordy?
okay, listen. When people don't make enough
Lordy,
money,
how
they
old
get
are
on here
you?
and act
How
weird.
old
But
are
that's not
you?
me, dude.
How old are you?
I'm 18 years old.
So you're not an adult? Like, what the fuck?
Okay.
I don't
Dropped him.
believe him. I think he lied.
Y'all
He
I heard him
lied
say
to me.
17. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fuck?
No wonder he was so fucking annoying. Goddamn.
100%.
Like,
Golly.
Jesus.
Swat him like
Grow
a
out of
fly.
that.
Sorry, Taylor. That
Please.
was not gonna work. But you can talk to the thinker if you'd like. Go ahead.
hello. Sorry. Can you guys hear me?
yeah. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 18.
What year were you born?
2008.
I don't know. So, can you pick a question and not the second one? But go ahead.
Wait, I can't see anything. I don't see anything.
Are you blind? Did you go blind really quick?
No, it doesn't pop up on my screen.
Oh.
Okay, now I can see. The first one is pretty vague. I would say yes and no, depending on what type of question you're asking.
Why
Oh,
do you
but
say yes or no? And no.
because there's multiple types of evil. Well, it's an atheist. There's multiple types of evil, but I would say evil is basically the privation of good in my theology, Christian theology. Um, but there are like natural evils, you would say, like like tsunamis, tornadoes. Yeah, God causes those things. Yeah,
hmm
but not only God. We also believe the devil causes those things also. So
Wait,
yeah.
so God and Satan have the same power?
No, I didn't say that.
Well,
Didn't
how
say
do
that.
they both cause the same thing?
They both have the ability to do that.
So they have the same power in that way.
No. Well, that power, I guess you could say, not the same power.
So, what kind of evils did you say God was not responsible for?
I didn't say he wasn't responsible for it. Oh, not responsible for?
hmm
Like another human killing another human, like murder, grape, stuff like that.
So, what makes the natural evils different than like someone raping?
Depends on the circumstance. I'm not God, so I don't know all the circumstances, but like a good example is like to like get rid of bad people, you know. To like I think there
Well,
was a
if he's getting rid of bad people, how would a tsunami be evil?
no, I didn't claim it as evil.
Yes,
Atheists
you
claim
did.
it as evil and art. No, I said like you would like claim that as an evil act, right? You
No,
think
you said those are some things that are natural evils, and then you
yeah,
said
you would claim as natural evils, yeah. That's what
how
I
are
said.
you ascribing that to me? I didn't say anything like that.
Oh, okay. Well then just natural disasters. Sorry. That's why I said the first question is pretty vague. There's
So
multiple
natural
personal
disasters are not evil.
no, I wouldn't say.
So why does God cause them?
I just told you. You want me to
To
repeat
get
it?
yeah, I do.
For example, to get rid of like bad groups of people.
Right. So what about the non-bad people that pass away in a tsunami?
Yeah, I said the devil could do that. I said that.
So God and the devil are working together?
I didn't say that. Oh,
So
you're asking
within
me?
yes. Hey, wait. So this happens a lot. I don't know why for me, but sometimes people get like spicy with me. I don't know why. I
No, I'm sorry.
genuinely.
I just get confused when trying
Well,
to like
when you keep saying, "Do you need me to repeat it?" That is
yeah,
like
yeah. Because I have like audio issues. Because like bug out, you know.
okay. Well, okay. So there are tsunamis that have taken good people and bad people, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So then that would mean that Satan and God are working in tandem.
No,
So how does that work?
he allows it. He
What?
allows Satan to do. He allows Satan to do what he wants, basically.
But I thought God was also behind the tsunami as well.
Wait, are you saying like a
You
tsunami
said
that takes out good and evil people?
yeah,
Right?
because one tsunami can do both, right? One
Yeah,
tsunami can take out some
I can
good
say that.
people and bad people, right?
Well, I wouldn't know personally who did what. You know, I can't make claims for a being I'm not. But
So then
yeah,
how did you determine that God uses it to take out bad people if you couldn't say?
I can say why or like who. Is that what you're asking?
Uh-huh.
Well, which one? I said why.
Oh, you're saying you just a second ago you said, well, I can't tell you who, who gets taken out in a tsunami, like which
Uh,
one, right? So
yeah,
what I'm saying is, how do you know that that's how God uses a tsunami? If you can't say
that's the
which,
reason. I'm telling you, that's the reason.
do you hear the contradiction in what you're saying?
No, you could point it out. I could probably like
So on
address it.
one hand, you're saying that God knows, um, or that God is using a tsunami to take out bad people, right?
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, you're saying, well, I don't know how God knows, or how God is determining who to take out.
Yeah, I'm like God.
So do you hear the contradiction in those two things?
I don't think there's a contradiction. I can give you an analogy.
No, we're using this is analogy enough, and it's to you have P in one
Yeah,
hand, and then
I
you
can
have
give you an
not.
analogy for analogy so you can
Well,
better understand it.
you have P in one hand and not P in the other hand.
Okay. So can you want the analogy so we can
No,
both understand? Okay.
no.
So you want to move on to a different topic or what? There's 2 topics, so we can do the second one.
But if you can't, this one is the easier one, and you can't handle it.
I agree. No, I can answer it. I gave you an answer. You said it's contradictory. I said, okay, can I give you an analogy so we can both understand it? And you
But
said
we're
no.
using an analogy.
Yeah, I know. And I said, when
So
it was
why
an
do we
easy
need a
one,
different analogy?
because you don't understand my point.
So why do you think I would understand a second analogy?
You haven't heard it, so I don't know.
But you created this one.
No, I didn't. You did.
Did you come up with the tsunami? Who brought the
I gave you an
tsunami?
example. I said like a tsunami, and then you created an
So
analogy.
you brought up the tsunami?
Yeah, as an example.
Okay. So you brought up the tsunami, and now you want to bring up another thing.
Yeah, because you don't want to hear my analogy. Because
Okay,
I don't want
I'm
to
gonna
do like
let you.
circular
I'm gonna.
reasoning.
I want to let you. Mr. Getmo said to let you try. I'm going to let you try.
Okay. Hold on, let me remember. Okay, so, what would be easier? All right, let's say I. Dang, I gotta think.
Bro, you did all that not to have one prepared.
I
You're
mean,
letting Mr. Getmo down. I just want to let you know that.
I'm sorry, Mo. I'm very sorry. It's just
Okay.
I'm not
Well,
really.
hurry up or go back to the analogy. And I'm not sure why
Yeah,
that
yeah, I had
previous
it in my
analogy
mind.
wouldn't work.
I just couldn't remember it because we were a little bickering over the one that we were already at.
We weren't bickering.
That's on me. What?
Go ahead. I don't want to derail you.
No, I feel like I already derailed myself. Hold on, let me think. All right. Let's say for example, I give you a test, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know a bunch of people are going to fail the test,
Mm-hmm.
and I know a bunch of people are going to pass the test. Is it wrong for me to give out the test?
How is this analogous? And then I will answer.
You're saying, are you trying to say that the action is evil, or are you trying to argue for, like, I honestly,
I'm saying this is not analogous to God or God's ability or God's behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually probably the worst analogy because God shouldn't be testing anyone.
He tests all the time.
I know, and he shouldn't, because a
Wait,
teacher,
what?
I'll tell you why. A human teacher has to test you because a human teacher has no idea what you know and what you don't know. The human teacher only knows what they taught you, right? They don't know what you retained. They only know the information that they gave you. So they test you to see if the information stuck or it did not stick, right? Is that fair? Okay.
Yeah, that's
So
fair.
God is all knowing. So God has no reason to test you because he already knows what you know and what you don't know. He knew that before you were born. So God testing you would just be there's a term for it in the law, but it doesn't matter, but it would be pointless. God testing you would just be him going through the motions because he already knows the answer.
Oh, I get your point. Okay, can I change my analogy? Not completely, just edit it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's say there's just 2 students. The teacher knows one's gonna fail, one's gonna pass. He knows the students like personally, right? Like he taught just both of them. He says if you take the study guide, you will pass. He knows that if you take the study guide and you study it, you'll pass regardless of which student you are. But he knows what the students are like personality wise. He knows one of them will not take the study guide and the one will. Is he wrong for that?
So again, the teacher is a human teacher, and no
Yeah.
matter, even if the teacher gave the student the answer key, the teacher is not all knowing. So the teacher does not know the outcome of giving student the test and the answer key, because
Mhm.
as we've seen, there's some people that can be walked through something and still not understand, right? So giving them the answer key does not really mean that they will get 100% on the test.
No,
Only
it's confirmed that it will.
it is not confirmed. It's just possible. It's
But in
it's it's
analogy,
possible,
yes.
it's likely, it
Okay.
is almost without a doubt, almost. But only God, there's that sliver of ability that the humans don't have, that God has, that makes
Oh,
him all know,
I see where it fails because you need a supernatural element. It's
because
more.
God has one. So you almost always
Okay.
have to have that in your analogy, because otherwise it won't work.
Okay. All right. I think that's the original analogy I had in my head, but now that I think about it, you're correct because supernatural element is a requirement.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. I guess we'll go back to yours because I feel like, but my point still standed the same. I feel like it still does because how would it not be analogous? Can we go back to that then?
To the tsunami.
Yeah. Because I guess my
Well,
point still wouldn't go through with the one I had.
so what we're saying is, let's use, fuck, I don't know the names of tsunamis. We'll just call it Tsunami Andy. Tsunami Andy takes the lives of 500 people, right? There is a probability that, let's say, half and half. 250 were good, 250 were not so good people, right?
Yeah.
But you said that God uses a tsunami to kind of get rid of the evil people. So
Yeah.
what is his goal when the good people are taken?
Well, I'm not God, but I feel like I can't say I feel, but a good reason would be because the bad people would commit more like graver sins to other people. Let's say they would attack more greater people that died, right? And then the
Mhm.
people who did die are gonna go to heaven or be rightfully judged at that moment.
So you're
That's
saying God values taking out the bad people over the good people living their lives?
well in Christian theology. I'm pretty sure. I'm not saying this as like I'm actually pretty sure I know for a fact that when you go to heaven, you feel a greater good than anything you feel on earth.
Mhm.
So really, in this circumstance, the good people will be rewarded and the bad people would not.
Mhm. But what if there was a way to take out the 250 bad people without taking out the 250 good people? Would that be better?
Yeah, I would say.
So what kind of God would not make the better choice?
That's like saying, why wouldn't I take you to a good place and
No,
punish
no,
the
no. I'm not really talking about your God. So you don't have to like be protective of your God. But I'm asking you, what kind of God do you think would not make the better choice, the more optimal choice,
I don't
the
think that's
less
relevant.
harmful choice?
I don't think that's relevant though. We're arguing the Christian God.
Well, no. So because what I'm saying is, I don't want you to feel compelled to be defensive about it, because we're just speaking generally. But we're going to get specific in just a second, but just humor
Okay.
me.
So ask the question again. My bad.
So, what kind of God do you think would choose the more harmful version of taking people out and not the less harmful version that could just take out the 250 bad people?
I don't think it would be harmful. I don't know how to answer that question. I'm sorry.
Well,
'Cause-
you don't think that taking out, so if I don't want to say that. So, you don't think that taking out good people and bad people is harmful?
I mean, if it protects more people, I think it's less harmful.
So, if we were in a situation where the police were called for a hostage situation, and the police came in, and instead of them trying to get the hostages released, they just took out everybody. So they took out the mothers, the fathers, the children, the bankers, like all of those people.
Mhm.
Would that be good, or would it just be better for them to try to get the hostage takers out?
would the person who's keeping them hostage hurt more people?
Sure. But you think it's better to just take all of them out?
I mean, if that's the only option.
But it's not the only option. We talked about that. How we
Well,
talked
if
about
it
how
is an option, I don't
so
either or. I would say it sucks, right? It's bad. Why
yes.
would you take out everybody else?
Yes.
But in this analogy, like you said, it would fail to be analogous because after they die, the good people will be rewarded. You know. But you're
But
saying it's just any God, right? So we're not adding Christian theology, right?
right after so let's make it so now let's move to the Christian God. The Christian
Okay.
God has the ability to save those people, right?
Mhm.
He doesn't necessarily need to say like you can go be rewarded later. He doesn't even have to do that.
Mm.
That's more harmful for them to lose their lives. We've talked about this,
I
like
doubt.
with the police,
No,
right?
I don't agree with that premise.
So you think it's not premise. So you think it's less harmful for the hostages and the hostage takers to all be unalived at the same time?
If the guy's gonna like hurt more people than just the hostages,
What if he's not? What if he's not going to?
then it wouldn't.
But God still allows the tsunami to be equal, to take out everybody, regardless.
That's why I say God would only be attacking the group of people if the bad people like deserved it, or they were gonna go and attack more.
Right. So
Like,
why did he not choose the option of taking all of the bad people?
he did in that.
No, he didn't, because he
tsunami.
took all of the bad people and all of the good people.
Yeah, and then the
He
good
could have
people-
made a tsunami that washed all of the good people onto the shore and kept all of the bad people underwater, right?
I'm pretty sure that's happened, but in this analogy, no, it hasn't. So I'm guessing.
And like keep this in mind. We just have our little human brains that can think of a better option, right? So God's bigger, smarter, faster brain should be able to figure out a better way to do that than that way, right?
What if in that big brain that you're creating, that he thought that okay, they should just go to heaven.
But that's not less harmful.
But we have a smaller brain, so how can you know that's true?
But you've already said that that's not less harmful.
Yeah, in the analogy where it was a human and the people who
So is
died
there so there's sorry, I'm sorry I cut you off.
couldn't go to heaven and have like infinite joy, or more than the human lives.
So there to you is an upper. If you said something funny, I didn't hear it. I'm sorry. So for you, there is a reason why he hurts good people.
Sorry?
So you're saying that there is a reason why he hurt the good people.
No, I didn't say that.
Well, that's what you said. You said that he had a reason for hurting the bad people and he had a
Yeah.
reason for hurting the good people.
No, he had a reason for hurting the bad people, and then when the good people got hurt, they got rewarded.
Right, but that's so then he had a good reason for it. He had a good reason for hurting the good people.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
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 And that and when you think about God, like you think, okay, that's okay.
Yeah. 100%.
Why?
Well, what do you mean why?
Why is it okay for good people to be harmed? Why would God want to harm good people if he doesn't have to harm good people?
You're saying it as he wants to? Like he
He did want
to. He enjoys it, or are you just saying like, oh, I have to?
Him enjoying it is a different thing, but he does want to. He did it.
Yeah. That's right.
Pasta, did you mean to come up here?
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I did.
Over here coughing, snoring.
I didn't know you let me up, but it's
that woke
God
you
does
up.
say-
Be honest.
I was awake. I was coughing though.
All right, I'm about to go. Just a heads up to you both. I'm about to go take a shower, so hopefully that little puzzle doesn't show up because I haven't seen it yet today. So Hopefully the puzzle doesn't show up and then you guys can keep on going. But I'll be back. Have fun.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. I do think God enjoys the harm he causes.
Yo, hello.
Hello.
Wait, is Taylor? Oh, you still here?
I didn't leave. Yeah, it's Constant. Constant came to talk to you too.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you got it, Taylor. I just said I think God enjoys it. There's a verse that suggests that as well.
Thinker, are you a Bible boy?
The Bible, like I can remember everything.
I know that just through history, Christians don't remember everything about the Bible. But do you read it? Like, do
Yeah, I
you?
read it. I have
Okay.
bad memory, but like I can like real quick get a Bible or like get my laptop.
I think
can
Constant said Proverbs 1, right, Constant?
Proverbs 1.
I think so.
Yeah, he talks about laughing at
Which
calamity.
verses?
I'm looking. Okay, it's verse 26. I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when panic
26
strikes.
to what?
26 and 27.
Okay.
You could even do 26, 26. Yeah. And I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when panic strikes you. When panic strikes you like a storm, and your calamity comes like a whirlwind, when distress and anguish comes upon you.
Okay. Did you read the full context, or did you just?
Yeah, this is when he punishes people. He enjoys it.
Did you find the verse, Thinker?
No.
Okay.
I'm looking. I was listening to him. All right, I think this one. All right, I've read it. All right, before I have called and you refuse to listen because you have ignored all my counsel and would have none of my reproof. What? So what? They refused, ignored him,
And he took pleasure in punishing
them
them.
and mocked by wisdom.
And he
With that
took
verse?
pleasure in punishing them.
Yeah.
You said you didn't think God took pleasure in punishing people.
Hold on, I'm trying to read the full context. I'm sorry. Give me a minute. That's funny. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Be baptized in Jesus. Fuck your God. Fuck your God.
No, he didn't have pleasure.
He said he did. So you're saying God is lying?
No, that's not what this verse is saying. What these verses are saying.
What's it say?
So it's it's a poetic language, right? It's a poem.
So let's take it before we go to poetry. Let's just take it for what it says. What does it say that you?
So we're going
it doesn't
literal
say.
when it's a poem. That's
You said that it doesn't say that, right? So I want to take the regular language and then we can move to the poetry. So
okay.
just
Yeah, it
for
says
the
laughing.
basic.
Yeah.
Okay. So it does say that then.
Yeah, it says laughing.
Okay. So when you said a second ago that it doesn't say that, you were wrong or lying. I'll let you have wrong, but I think it was lying.
Wrong and wait, did I say he wasn't laughing?
You literally said it doesn't say that.
I thought I said he wasn't laughing.
No, you said that a second ago, but before that you said it doesn't say that.
Yeah, it doesn't say that he was laughing.
So what does it say?
It's a poem.
No, I don't want to know that it's a poem. I want to know what the words say.
Oh, you want the literal? You want okay, yeah.
Yes.
I guess literally, yeah.
So it does say that he was laughing.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead. Give us the poetry.
Okay, so the word laughing is literally mean irony of judgment. That's what that means.
Yeah. Does it?
He says, I laugh and mock.
What about
I
mock?
So
will laugh
there's
and
other
mock.
passages like Ezekiel
Like, come
18:23,
on, dude.
Ezekiel 33:11.
Be
I
honest.
It says, "I have no." Okay.
irony of judgment. Like, no. Stop it. What is the poetry in mock?
You sorry?
What's the poetry in mock? That he laughs and mocks. So you said laughing is his irony.
He mocked wisdom and faces consequences.
Stop it. Do you know that it would be it would just be easier if you were like, yeah, God laughed because you were a bad person and he,
But
he
it
laughed.
is a poem. No, like
So when
you
did it
know.
when did it turn into a poem? Read the verse and then tell me when it turns into a poem.
Okay. Let me see. I have to leave because I'm using my phone now.
I thought you were using your laptop, your computer. Actually, I heard that
It
mouse.
literally just died.
Come on.
Just give me a minute, okay?
You know, it's not just poetry, though. It's books of wisdom
Okay,
and
yeah.
poetry.
Poetry is crazy, though. While we're waiting for him, you guys can tap and share and all those things. Board has a Discord. It's in the bio.
Wait, am I heard?
We can't hear you when you're teacups, when you're off the app and looking at something else. We can only hear you when you come back.
Wait, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, now we
Or-
can because you're back.
Okay. Okay. So the entirety of Proverbs 1 is the wisdom literature. It's all the poem, along with Jobs and Solomon. Yeah.
So when David says, "I
So
was
you know the
born in
Hebrew
iniquity," hold on,
wisdom.
no. I'm glad you said it's just poetry. So when David says, "I'm born in iniquity," and you guys derive original sin from him saying that, is it just a poem?
Wait, who?
You don't know the Bible.
I know,
do you?
that's exactly why I
No.
laughed when you said
You
that.
said you guys.
You're a
Who's
Christian,
you
right? You
guys?
Christian.
believe in original sin, right?
Wait, what is the original sin thing?
Yeah, you a baby
Oh my
Christian. You
God.
bad,
I'm a
Taylor.
baby. Are we going to
Thinker.
insults? I feel like
Thinker.
explaining is easier than insulting.
No, insulting is far easier than explaining because his issue is that you are clinging, hard to the Bible, but you don't know it.
Okay. If that's
Right?
what you think.
Could you be fair and say that? Like, because he just talked to you about original sin and you have no idea what it is.
Okay. Sure.
So can you admit that
Sure.
you don't know the Bible?
Not word for word. No.
It's not word for word. You don't even know the stories.
No, I know this is a poem. I know that part.
But you first
Like
you
the
didn't.
entirety, no.
No, but
I thought I told you that already.
I know,
Right.
but okay, listen. It's just getting a little spicy. Like, you don't have to talk to me like that.
No. Wait, do I sound mad?
You sound rude.
I sound
But it's
rude?
okay. It's okay. So I don't know all of the verses of the Bible, right? But I know the stories. I can tell you what happened. And original sin is probably the second thing you would have learned.
Okay.
The first being creation, and then second being the sin.
Oh, you're talking about Adam and Eve.
Hmm.
Oh, I don't call it original sin. I'm sorry. I don't know names. If that makes sense.
It starts with Adam and Eve, but there's a verse that Paul says, by one man death came into the world. That's him. Christians created a doctrine around that, as well as David's psalm saying how he was born in iniquity. That is the concept of original sin. It is a church doctrine that I think came about in the 3rd century. I
church
believe
doctrine of
is
the Catholic Church.
a lot of your doctrine is based on the Catholic Church. What
Yeah,
are
I'm
you?
Catholic. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, then you really, bro. Come on.
No. I just
You should know who Saint Augustine is, then, guys.
yeah, I know. I definitely know Augustine.
Then you should know that he's famous for essentially
Yeah, I know
pushing.
his explanation of sin. Yeah,
That's called original sin.
yeah, I know. In his when he explained it, they contemplated evil, but they never knew it, and then they experienced it. Yeah, I know that.
So when David says he was born in iniquity, is that still a song? Is that still just poetry?
Is that where is that in?
It's in Psalms.
Yeah. Wait, so you think if you write a poem about what something that actually happened, then the poem cannot have figurative language also while being true at the same time?
So if the writer of Proverbs says God is going to laugh at you, and this it actually says I the Lord somewhere in there, and this is supposed to be the word of God. Well, you're Catholic. You're not
Wait, I have a
solo
question.
scriptura. So
I'm not trying to like cut you off, but when he wrote about them like eating the fruit of knowledge, you think they actually ate a fruit and came knowledge?
I had to remember you're Catholic, so you don't believe in sola scriptura.
So I'm just asking you, is that like a yes or no?
I'm not a Christian. I don't believe any of this shit.
Yeah, we don't think any of it happened, so it
No,
doesn't
that's
really.
like, do you
The
actually
denomination
believe?
doesn't matter.
Okay, I guess. Wait, the denomination doesn't matter?
No, so what happens is we step into whatever denomination you are, and then we
Okay.
critique it from the inside.
So I don't want to be on you guys' side, but I feel like it's easier to defeat people in different denominations like this.
I
With
think that the Pope has made you feel that way, but yours is just as stupid. Sorry. I didn't mean that. It's
no,
just
it's
as
fine.
not.
I know you believe that, so you don't have to like hide that. It's okay.
I
So
mean, your
when we
church
go off of
fathers are
example,
admitted liars, though.
okay.
Guys. Like they admit to lying. Eusebius admitted to being a liar. I think Tertullian also did. Like they admit to not telling the truth about what they believed. Like even when it comes to Tertullian talking about Paul, he said he had to take that shit on faith. He said there's no proof of any of this.
Where is that? Where did you get that?
You gotta look in the writings of Tertullian.
Okay, the thinker. I want you to do a little research, because there's two people waiting, and so like I feel like
I'm
we
not
can't.
liking people waiting.
But I do. I really enjoy talking to you once you got chill. So like follow everybody and then circle back. Okay.
Wait, who's the main like?
Board Agnostic is the host.
No, like who usually is like live most?
Board Agnostic.
Bored.
Okay.
I don't go live. Taylor definitely ain't going live.
Not yet. Okay, we're gonna drop you down. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Have a
Read
good
the
night,
Bible a
guys.
little bit.
I
Oh my word.
They teach them so much church history and not the Bible, and I find
Yeah.
it to be odd as well.
It's so strange. The loop of sound.
Oh, Taylor, thank you. Host, thank you for platforming me. I appreciate that.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing amazing.
Good. How old are you?
I am 55.
Okay. And are you a Christian?
I was baptized Christian in 83, and I still go to that church. That's my church. So, yes.
I don't even know anything about 1983.
I
Give me
remember
something
going
cool
to the
that happened in
movie theater.
1983.
I remember going to the movie theater to see a movie called Return of the Jedi.
So I think it's actually misogynistic for you to bring up Star Wars because I've never seen it. I've never seen either of the Star Wars.
And I thought you were born way later.
Yeah, the gender roles in the movie Star Wars were certainly abided as far as the dream of the planet when it presents to you male versus female. Of course, Jesus would tell you there's neither male nor female, for all are one in the eyes of Christ.
Well, okay, the loop of sound. Hannah, who I really trust, says that you collect sounds for AI.
Oh boy, that is not a lie. I
What do
could
you do?
not deny that I don't serve that master currently. If you look at all the content that I produce, yes, that would be close to an assessment that I am serving AI, inserting my own sounds into the dichotomy of that. Yes, this is
What's
true.
your goal with that?
Well, we are we're an endeavor of artists here in the Chicagoland area.
Mhm.
So we're a creative project. So we create art. But I myself have the account tonight, and when I get the account, I usually talk about Christianity with people. That's part of the aspect.
So,
Hannah's
but
correct. I do steal. I rip. I'll like go through 2 hours of content, and if I see something that looks interesting, I'll push it into the little daily 42-second thing, and I'll just rip whatever I want.
okay,
You know,
so this is what
copyrighted music and art, everything. I'll take it all.
this is what I will do. I will let you talk to Board. I'm going to drop you down and let you talk to Board when she gets back, and I'll do the other guest. Is that okay?
Yeah, I am in this world that is yours. So however it is you wish, of course. But thank you very much. I appreciate you
Of course.
platforming me.
Rolling.
Hi, how's it going?
Hi, how are you?
Doing really good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well. How old are you?
I am 26.
26. What does rolling to God mean?
So I am a Christian for the last 4 years.
Mhm.
I am also in a wheelchair, so it is just something that my buddies just created for a Bible study. So
Oh,
I call
that's
it rolling to God. Yes.
okay. That's cool. And that's interesting. I like people that have like little interesting things like that.
Yes.
How old did you say? 24?
I'm 26.
26. Okay, that's almost 28. I don't feel too old. Are you a Christian?
I am. Yes.
Do you have like a specific denomination or are you just a general?
So when I was baptized, my church is non-denominational,
Mm.
but I never even knew what denomination it was. That's just not. I could really care less. I focus on
Okay.
Jesus. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. If you follow Jesus, if it's biblically accurate, then I'm all for it.
Okay. So which question did you want to answer?
Let's start off with, is God responsible for evil? But I would like to say something real quick.
Of course.
So I am not a Christian that is going to answer a question that I do not know.
Mhm.
So it's very, very, very simple. What we say as Christians is either going to lead someone closer to God or it's going to lead you farther away.
See, I disagree. I think that I think that that's a false dichotomy. I think that you can just have conversations that challenge things, and you could
Okay.
end up exactly where you were, but you just had the enjoyment of challenging what you believe or challenging what someone else believes.
Okay, then I will answer the questions that you have for if I do not know, but I won't. If it doesn't sound biblically accurate, who knows? That's kind of my thing. I like to
Because
stay biblically accurate.
here's one thing that I really enjoy. I really enjoy a Christian that admits that something doesn't make sense or it's illogical,
Yes.
Because then I know who I'm dealing with, right?
Okay.
Okay, fair. So is God responsible for evil?
Is God responsible for evil?
Mhm.
I would say no.
Well, why do you say that?
Okay, and so I'm gonna say this. So I have a lung disease. So I'm going to sometimes I have issue talking. So if you have trouble hearing me, just let me know, okay?
Yeah.
But to answer this question, I have to go back to certain things in the Bible. And if that's okay with you guys, I would like to do that.
Let's do it.
Okay. So let's start with this. So one, Satan was the one that rebelled against God, correct?
In heaven, yes.
Yes. But what a lot of people forget, it wasn't just Satan that fell from heaven. It was a third of heaven's angels that also rebelled. It was Satan that started it. It was Satan that deceived the other angels, right? But the other angels were just as wrong because they had the same level of knowledge right, that the Lord gave them, right? So they were just as guilty. So when Satan fell from heaven, it wasn't just him, it was a third of heaven's angels. They were casted out. Now, if you look at this point in time, at that point in time, there was no consequence for Satan, right? There was no hell yet. So a lot of people like to think of, well, why do you think Satan did what he did? Well, if you really think about it, there was no consequence for that, right? So God is just. So God created a consequence. Because in that point in time, if he didn't create hell, what would be the consequence? Just making Satan cease to exist? That'd be kind of dumb.
But how was Satan punished?
Hell. So at the end, when God comes back to judge everyone, Satan is going to be sent to hell. That's going to be his internal punishment. He's going to be in hell for eternity. That is his punishment, right? And if you also look at it, another punishment could be him getting to see us, right? Because God loves us. He loves Satan just as much, and he still does, but he rebelled.
But Satan still has power. He can roam free.
Yes.
He gets to talk to people and convince them to be on his side. Like, all of those things still happen. So where was Satan's actual punishment?
So his actual punishment hasn't, well, here's actually one. One of the punishments, he was cast out of heaven, right? So that's one. The second one is, and this one hasn't even fully started yet, because once God comes back and he judges us, that he's going to be sent to hell, right?
So how is Satan being cast out of heaven a punishment?
Because he can't go to heaven. Heaven, I want to go to heaven.
But that's you. Like, you're just, Satan is supernatural, right? You're just a human. And I don't mean that in a rude way, but you're just a human. Satan is supernatural. So where's the punishment? What did Satan lose out on?
Being with the Lord.
But Satan does get to be with God. Remember when he and God were had that measuring contest when they were talking about Job? They were together.
But he can't stay.
Who says that?
Pretty simple. He's cast out of heaven. He's not allowed to be there.
What verse says that he can't stay?
That I would have to find.
I'd love it.
Okay, and that I would. And I'll go, after these certain questions, we can go back to this, if you wouldn't mind, and we could definitely look this up. Because I would like to learn new things too.
Well,
I'm not one of these Christians.
You're saying it as fact, so I don't know that we can move on without deciding where the Bible says so.
Well, I would like to get to my point, because that's kind of the whole point. I said that I would like to say these things, right, to answer your question. So we can get to these points, and then go back, right?
But we can't. So what you're doing is claiming these things are true, but you're not supporting why they're true. And I can't keep going through it with you claiming things to be true, but we don't know why. Oh. Well, while he is, I assume he's looking at Bible Gateway on his phone, but you guys tap and share for Board. If you haven't, follow Board. She's okay. She's gone. My word.
And the weird thing, right? It's like when you read Revelations 12, it doesn't say that this is the past. It reads like a future event. And when you actually know the background behind what John was saying, and like this anthropomorphic using of a woman language, I think the woman here is Israel. But I don't think this event has happened yet. But Christians always use theology to infer that this was the past, even though Revelations is supposed to speak about future events.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Baptized with Christ, be whatever. y'all always talk about us taking it wrong. John was writing this as a letter to against Rome. This was a propaganda against Rome. That's what the actual history says. He was speaking of future events. Angels of heaven had not fallen yet.
It's so wild that that person like comes into every atheist live, but they will never debate it. They just talk trash. Naya, do you want to come up? I think Naya is a Christian. I like that dress, Naya. It's really pretty.
When doctors find a spirit, be baptized, then I'll believe in spiritual things.
Yes, be baptized. Where is your spirit? And what is a spirit? Where is it and what is it?
Hello.
Hola, mama.
Hi, honey. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
How old are you?
Okay, so I'm in India and I had just came on here. I'm going through a lot of things at this moment, so I'm having doubts as well. See, I pray to God every day, and it seemed like when I pray, it seemed like when the time that I need help, like I don't put myself out there. I don't do anything bad. And it seemed like I kind of agree with everything y'all have been talking about, because it does feel like the more you give yourself to God, it's like He just does not acknowledge it. And it seemed like at that first time when I had listened to you guys for in the beginning, I thought, that when God, this is what my point, in the very beginning I was feeling like that, but now I think something different. So in the very beginning when I first listened to you guys, I was thinking that when God kicked Satan out from heaven, and when he convinced the people, he convinced Eve to eat that apple. See, I believe that when God kicked him out, He knew that Satan was going to do bad. He knew that. But he could not, everyone has, he gave everyone their own willpower to do whatever they want to do. So when he kicked them out, he gave them the liberty to do like whatever he wanted to. So he told Adam and Eve, he told Eve, he told Adam and Eve, because Adam was firstborn from the rib. He took the rib and he made it into Eve. So he told him that you can eat every apple of the tree, but just don't eat this one because it's the knowledge of the tree. So he gave Satan that power to do whatever he wanted to do on the earth in this time life.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am. Hold
That's
on. Do you believe
okay.
God had a plan?
No, you could. I'm sorry if I sound funny to you. I'm sorry.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, it was
I'm actually asking a question. I want to engage with you. Do
Oh,
you
okay.
believe
I'm
God?
sorry.
Do you believe God had a plan?
Yes, I believe. No, he technically he can't. He gave. Yes, he told. Yeah, kind of. He told Eve that you can eat. Like he told both of them, you can eat whatever you want, but just don't eat this tree of knowledge. And so he did not. I think he did know that Satan was going to come and attempt them to eat it. But it was their choice not to eat it, because he gave them that choice to do right or wrong. So then
Let me
that's
ask
when
you
the
a question,
consequence.
right?
I'm
So,
sorry.
does Jesus come unless they eat the fruit?
No, Jesus, I believe in God. Jesus was, God and Jesus are one, but they
Right.
are like
But
father
where,
and son.
but where was Jesus? Would Jesus have come into the world if they never ate the fruit?
No, I don't think so.
And so when you
Because
there's
he
a
died for us to make, because at
and
that time it was judgment time. People were judging and all that type of thing,
but
this and
so
that.
hold on. So according to Paul, that was predestined. Paul says that was planned before all of this, that you guys were foredestined to be with Christ. All those that believed were predestined to be with Christ well before the foundations of the earth. So when we get the revelations, John says Jesus was slain before the foundations of the earth. So God had already had a plan. He'd already decided. So them eating the fruit and him allowing Satan to go into the garden and putting the tree there with them seems to have been God's plan. That's because it's the only way you get Jesus in the world.
To die for our sins, right? I'm very mad at him right now. I'm very, very, very mad at him. And I don't understand, because I'm very in a bad situation, and I'm trying to run away from my situation. And I pray constantly, and it seems like he does not acknowledge me. And when I feel, I don't know who it is, but I feel when the time comes, I praise it like, thank you. But still, when I'm in a very bad situation, it's like, where is he? Why is he
But
not,
the
coming through?
the best thing you can do is rely on yourself. Like, waiting for God, like if God comes through, then fine. But rely on yourself.
But
Like
see,
people told
sometimes when you rely on yourself, it does not work. That's why they say you're supposed to have faith. I don't read the Bible as much. I'm not gonna write. I mean, be real with y'all. I don't read. I grew up in I was adopted. Well, I was born here
Jen,
in India.
hold on.
Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry. Hold on. I just want to say, look, this space is to like kind of debate and like have conversations about these topics, right? I
Right.
don't know if it's really like our place to tell you what you should or should not do when it comes to like your belief. You know, I think that's something that
Right.
you need,
Right.
that you should figure out,
Right.
right?
That's
Because
true.
when you leave here, if you decide to keep on being a Christian, like that's on you. If you decide not to be a
No,
Christian,
right.
that's
It's
still
up
on
to
you,
me.
right?
It's my choice, and
And
I'm listening to you
100%,
guys. And in the end of the
But I
day,
think,
it's my
but I
choice
think,
to keep
hold
believing
on,
on him,
hold on,
or
hold on.
still having a little doubt.
wait,
Hold on.
But
Anna.
right now, at this
Wait,
moment,
Yeah,
I feel very
yeah,
doubted
Jen,
about him.
I understand. And I would just encourage you to continue asking questions and see where that leads. But, you know, ultimately you're on a journey right now, right? And I
Right.
think if any of us, pressure you one way or another, I think we're doing you a
No, nothing
disservice
like that. No,
to
no, no,
that
no,
process. You know what I mean?
no. Right.
So
No.
so
yeah, so
yeah,
just keep
I'm just
listening.
letting you know, like that's a firm boundary. That's a firm boundary for me, right? I'm not gonna do that. So, and I don't think it's right for us to do that.
No, I
So
don't think no.
we're.
Don't take
I
me wrong.
appreciate your.
I'm an Indian mentality, so if it come out like that, don't take it wrong. It's nothing like that. It's just right now
No,
I'm
that's fair.
having doubts
I'm just letting
as
you know.
me, right. As me being a Christian,
I
I
understand.
have doubts. Really, if it's really existing, or is he just punishing us, just to punish us? For what is the reason for us to keep living? I
Yeah.
don't understand that.
Well,
And I
just
Great
try to give
questions.
it so many chances. I'm 44 years old, and
These are
I'm
great
still
questions.
trying to I'm trying to figure out, and still, I'm trying to trust, but it's like very difficult. People say, put your faith in him, put your faith in him. But how much you can put your faith in him, and it's like, it's not coming the result, nothing. I know he can't, or anyone cannot rush
No,
to
I
make things
understand.
happen. I understand that. But I'm
I
having
understand.
very
But
bad doubts, y'all, very bad doubts.
you know what makes sense. You know what makes sense to you and in your life, right? And so I think, like I said, I think it would be a disservice for us to tell you that you should do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
I don't know if we should do that. So yeah, I understand. I understand asking questions. I understand a lot of things not making sense. I've been there. I say continue asking questions and see where that leads, right? Like I said,
But
you're
who
on
to
a
ask the
path.
question? That's the main key. When you ask
Yeah.
the question, where is the response into that question? That is where I'm stuck at. It's easy asking the question, but when is the response going to come? When I'm
Yeah.
6 feet
Even
deep?
that is a great question, right? Yeah. Yeah, you might be waiting for a long time. You might be waiting forever. I
Right.
understand.
Seriously.
I understand. But okay, Mama Jen, I think we're gonna
Okay.
move on to our next guest though, okay?
Okay. I'm
Appreciate you
so
hanging
sorry.
out. Have a
Thank you.
good.
Thank you for
No,
your
you're good.
time.
You're good. You're
You
good.
guys
Have a
have
good
a
day,
good
okay?
night.
All
You
right.
too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
All right. Sorry, y'all. I don't think it's just me personally. I don't think it's. I understand that we're like deconstructing people and we're having conversations like that, but when a person is like desperate like that, I don't think that's our place. But go ahead.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z. Mm,
That's me.
Goku. Okay. I was just gonna make up names until he responded. What is that character's name?
What is that character? It's Goku.
Okay, yeah, I was making up stuff. But it was Dragon Ball Z, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got one. I didn't get
Yeah.
Star Wars, but I got this. Okay, so how old are you?
21.
Are you a Christian?
I think it's safer to say that I believe in the Old Testament. I'm not sure how to feel about the new one. I haven't read it yet.
Well, uh, you're not a Christian?
I believe in the Old Testament, if that'll suffice to have a conversation.
Well, not really, because the questions are for Christians.
Isn't it Christ was simply the embodiment of God's law or obeying God's law, so technically I could still qualify?
Are you?
Okay, so hold on. Based on the Torah, what exactly what the Torah says, could Jesus have been God?
Oh, you're asking me that question? Could Jesus have been God?
Yeah.
Sure, it's a possibility.
Okay.
I don't know where to necessarily put you because a Jewish person would have definitely not said that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's fine. You don't need to categorize me, I don't think. As long as I can engage with the prompt. If that's okay with you, or the host.
But if you're not answering from a Christian perspective, then it defeats the conversation.
I'm a little
So are
curious.
you
If
asking
you're curious, go for
individuals
it, Constant. I
specifically
am
who
not.
are
So
are you asking
what question did you want to ask? Which one of the ones did you want to address?
we can talk about is God responsible for evil?
And what's your disposition on that?
When you say responsible, do you mean as he's the causer?
Yes and no. It can be both. Like he shares an adjacent responsibility as often and oftentimes a direct responsibility. He does command pretty atrocious things. His law is often problematic. He puts people in specific situations that do result in people's losing their lives. Several different parts of the Old Testament. So yeah, he's responsible for some evil. Even does things that he finds to be abominable. Says he hates those that shed innocent blood, but he unalives David's child in 2 Samuel. He definitely does some form of evil. But in Isaiah 45, he says so. He says, I do good and evil, I do all things.
What do you take evil to be? Because you said he does some actions that are just adjacent and other ones that are direct. So when you say yes and no, God is responsible for evil, and responsible means the causer. Could you tell me what you take evil to be?
From my very subjective disposition, this is probably going to lead you into objective morality, which I do not believe in. My friend does. She could probably have that conversation with you, but things that are harmful, things that are with measurable harm. I mean, like the obvious things, genocide, taking people's autonomy away, the misogyny, the grape, all of those things.
Do you
that we
think
continue.
like taking people's rights away or committing acts of genocide could be justified in some cases, depending on whose rights are being taken or who is being genocided? Or that's just out there?
Genocide is never okay.
You don't think it's ever okay?
No.
So, could I give a hypothetical just to gauge where you sit at in this position?
Go for it.
If you were the leader of a nation in the world, and there's a nation that was doing something similar to what Schmittler was doing, overthrowing and I guess being a tyrant towards some individuals, oppressing them. And the only way to prevent these acts from occurring or from ever continuing to occur to later nations was to commit genocide to this group. Would you do it or would you not?
I would not. I would deal with the leader. I would deal with the higher ups. But we'd end up in a similar situation. Germany still existed. Other nations took in Yazidis. Like I don't know what that would have fixed necessarily.
Well, I guess this will go down, and there's two ways here. The first one is, well, just dealing with the leaders in this situation, given the variables that cause human psychology, how easily we're influenced, and how strongly we can be tied to these influences. Simply dealing with the leaders wouldn't stop all of the followers. We have to take away the collective, because it's not just the leaders that are doing this, it's the leaders commanding a collective of individuals. So you have to deal with them all in this case. And let's just start there. So would you still, given this knowledge that I just told you, would you still choose to not unalive them? To
Yes,
stop future
would
events?
I would still choose not to unalive them. If it
Okay.
meant stopping them later on, again and again, that I would be removing the value of human life by doing that. I would then be saying that people cannot be rehabilitated once given different ideas.
Okay. So your method of handling, I guess, irrational or immoral individuals is to attempt to reason with them.
Depends on the level of irrationality. Someone like the Fuhrer would definitely need to be unalived, but you're casting such a broad net over these different groups of people. They are people that would have been a part of the Fuhrer's youth, essentially, that were indoctrinated as kids. But then what did Germany do in place? They made sure that they educated those same people to say, hey, this is bad. We should have never done this. This is problematic. Here's why it's problematic. I don't see any of those youths in doing any of the things that the Fuhrer did.
So when you said like there's one individual, I couldn't catch the name, you kind of slurred it or mumbled it for me, but you said someone like them is deserving to be unalived. Could you tell me what about them makes them instantly deserving of having their right to life taken, assuming that the right to life is one of the rights they believe in? And if not, that's okay. But what makes it permissible to unalive them?
When a person gets to the point where they're willing to subjugate and unalive millions of people, they forfeit their right to life.
So is like 1 million people the limit? Like after you terminate 1 million lives, then you're permissible to be unalived?
I'd say way less than that. I think anyone effectively deciding that any group of people that they should rule over them and then unalive them is problematic. I like every situation has nuance to it, and I think that's getting overlooked in this, right? And if we were to keep this biblical, like these people were the people that were doing the G-siding were essentially an invading force. They were colonizing.
Sure, if you want to give the term colonizing to them, although I think that paints some negative connotation to that picture. I guess I would say the
Why,
individuals
let
who
me
were
ask this:
commanded to be.
Why didn't
Sorry.
the God? Why didn't the God essentially say, "Hey, go and become these people's neighbors, build a trade network, befriend
Well,
these people,
the reason he said so
build a
was, for
diplomacy"?
one, these individuals of these nations were committing practices that were deemed to be psychologically negative when it came to the flourishing of humans. So they were performing acts, supposedly, from what I heard, with like very little like foresight or knowledge into like all the actions that like the Amalekites did, for example, or the individual in the land of Canaan. But supposedly they were acting in practices such as child sacrifice,
That was one
infant.
particular group. That wasn't all of the groups. There are several groups that he just said they were doing abominable practices. He doesn't specify what they were. And to this God, an abominable practice could have simply been eating shellfish. It could have simply been eating pork. It could have simply been wearing different fabrics or not even acknowledging him as their God. That's what he could have considered abomination. Yes, I'll grant you one particular group, the Canaanites specifically, were recorded for unaliving their children as sacrifices to Baal. But he doesn't say that of the Hittites, the Amorites, the Girgasites, and the rest of them. We know what the Amalekites did. They attacked them in the rear when they were leaving Egypt. And then the God waited 400 years and he told Saul to go unalive all of them, including their animals. That's unnecessary cruelty.
Well, I think we're jumping the gun here on a few forefronts because, for one, I was still in the middle of talking and then you cut me off and gave like some scripted response that you have prepared.
Wait,
I
Goku,
was.
are you a Hebrew Israelite?
Sorry, what'd you say, Taylor?
Are you a Hebrew Israelite?
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
I don't think he is. I got a
Okay.
feeling he's something else, Taylor. If you get my drift, I think I know where he's coming
Yeah.
from.
Okay.
Well, okay, I guess to kind of respond to what you said from what I can remember. Yeah, so God, he did tell these group of individuals to take over the Canaanites, for example, because they were acting in practices such as child sacrifice. And then you were saying, well, this doesn't say that all of the other groups are doing this. But the comparison that you gave of saying it could have been something as simply eating shellfish, for example, these were, as far as we know, laws given to the Israelites based on how God wanted them to structure themselves.
Call them a what?
I'm sorry, can you please not cut me off again?
You're negating what I'm saying though.
I'm not
and then
negating what
pointing
you're
that out.
saying.
They were. Did he not call those things abominations?
Did you let me finish so I can draw the connector of what I was connecting that to?
Go ahead.
So he gave the set of rules towards the Israelites based on how he wanted them to structure themselves in comparison to the other individuals. In the case of when child sacrifice was brought up, and then you're saying, oh, well, these other nations could have been doing acts lesser than that because they're all deemed abomination. However, God has a tendency to go after behaviors that are committed to be harmful. I think we established that earlier. They're like psychologically harmful to individuals. So we don't see how eating shellfish in this instance of, I guess, purging immoral individuals out of a land to repurify it would be held to the same scale as child sacrifice.
I don't think this God cares how you deem whatever he deems to be an abomination. He says, nonetheless, it's an abomination. What I think you're attempting to do is say that this God has a rational character, and I would disagree with that. Do you think? Do you think a woman should be punished for defending her husband?
Do you think a woman should be punished for defending her husband? Depends on the context.
What context would it would need to be?
I mean, what is she defending him for? I mean, I've seen individuals defend one another when they're both in the wrong after committing theft.
He's getting beat up by another man, and she steps in and helps.
And why is he getting beat?
It doesn't say. It just says if this ever happens, there's a specific thing that needs to be done.
Well, then I guess my answer is going to be possibly, since I don't know the specifics.
The rule is
If the man is being beaten for doing something that's harmful towards a society or destructive towards a society, and the woman jumps in to defend them, then sure, I think she's also in the wrong. Why
the
is she defending a wrong act?
Ironically, the Bible doesn't make this stipulation. He gives a very broad statement in saying that if a woman defends her husband and touches the genitals of another man, her hands are to be cut off, and to also not show pity.
Oh, well
Just that
then
as long as
sure.
they're
Yeah,
fighting.
thank you for including that context. Without that, I mean, the situation was like a bit more vague, but after you brought up the fact of like grabbing the man's genitals, then sure, I think that can be justified to an extent. Because again, as you said, they're supposed to be neighbors living amongst one another. They're going to have conflicts because they're humans, but we're not going to do anything that's going to drastically remove the life or cause severe harm to one another. God like prohibits that in many ways. He says, respect your neighbor's land, don't cause harm to your neighbor, and things of that nature. So if a woman is going to be crushing the genitals or fiercely grabbing the genitals, that could be impermissible on at least two accounts. One,
Say,
severe harm to the
it
man.
didn't say crush. It's just said touch. So if she just
So,
happened to
but the
give him a
context is
little,
defense. What is grazing genitals going to defend in the situation? Obviously, it's a defensive move.
are you
And we
not a
know,
you're a
both
man, you
as
have
males,
touch.
hopefully, that your genitals are a sensitive area that causes or inflicts severe pain. So if
Right.
we use the
And
context
and
clues
and why else would she do that?
as an act of defense to make a
Exactly.
man stop,
Because
because if a man is hit within his testicles, he typically cowers in a way. He drops to the floor, he's wincing in pain, he's immobile for a little bit. Could be even
and,
more severe.
and
So
you
in
think
the heat
that
of a
warrants
moment,
the
how we know
man cutting
individuals
off?
act sporadically, if a woman were to see her husband getting beat up, she might be overwhelmed with the emotion of wanting to protect him and then grab a man by the genitals and do severe damage that is irreplaceable.
And you still think that warrants her hands being cut off?
Sure. Because the moment that you let acts such as that happen amongst neighbors, there's instability within the structure and individuals will soon unalive one
So
another.
ironically, there is no law against men doing it.
Ironically, there's no law against men doing it.
Yeah.
Men doing what? Grabbing women by the genitals as a
No,
self-defense?
no, grabbing other men by the genitals and possibly crushing them. This is only a law applied to women. This law does not apply to men.
Just because it wasn't specified doesn't mean it also wasn't applied to them, for one. And then two, I could maybe argue this from a psychological standpoint of how we understand male rationale to be based on modern scientific data, if you want.
What do you mean male rationale? You saying men don't hit other men in the balls?
Not if it's life or death. Because again, we don't know the context that is given. They're just like in a
It just
fight.
says
Men
that
fight
they're
all the time, but
fighting.
we don't attack one another's genitals because we know that's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just
I
some
know
common agreement.
guys that play. In fact, I know a few people. They go around doing this weird nut tip shit. They don't look like me, of course, but I do remember a few guys.
So you remember a few individuals who go around and do some things with nuts?
Back tap is very popular.
So we're talking about, so you're saying people who are going around nut tapping one another. So I'm assuming it's a form of assault, but it's not something severely dangerous compared to a instance where we're talking about like self-defense because you're in a fight. I don't want to like derail conversations so much. We can just like address that. This is the context of the
I mean, you
situation.
brought up psychology to say that men would not hit other men in the groin.
in
Men
that context, and then you just said, "Oh yeah, I know a few people are like walking around nut tapping." Like that's not
but
in context.
you act as if it's a taboo. Men do hit each other in the groin. It's the reason we make
I'm talking about in
protectors.
this context. Narrow the scope.
Okay, even in this context, if people are fighting, people do get hit in the groin.
People do, but it's
Intentionally
not
and out.
common. It's not like a common agreement to do so.
I
This is the
don't
male rationale.
I don't think you have the data to support that.
Yeah, from empirical observations. That's the scientific data that we talk about when we
Empirical
address
observations
psychology.
by who? Do you have an actual report?
Okay, so I want you to understand what you're asking for right now in the context of psychology. I don't think many people understand. When you say from who, you want me to recite you to an individual who had empirical experiences.
Even what psychology states that men will not hit each other in the balls in a fight.
That men would not hit each other in the balls?
Yeah.
Sure, give me a sec. I'll see if I can find something in regards to male behavior when they are in conflict.
I literally just got what you said when you said they don't look like you.
Yeah, Tyler, we not, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
In 5 minutes, I'm going to bed. And so should you.
All right, give me 1 minute.
Hello?
Medaba, are you a Christian?
Yes, I am.
How old are you?
22.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna talk to you as soon as we get rid of Goku. Not get rid of Goku. We
Yeah,
won't.
I know what you mean. I'm gonna drop the forefront of, I guess, looking for a specific study for why men wouldn't like grab another man's genitals within the act of fighting. I guess all that I'll point to is, okay, yeah, I'll try to divert it back to, you said this law wasn't explicitly stated for males, but why is it only when females get treated this way? What were you tying this to specifically?
The brutality of the God, the lack of rationality in the God, the unjustness of the God, if that's not even a word, but the God is essentially unjust.
So you think it's unjust because he prescribed a law or a certain consequence to a group of individuals and not another group? What about that is unjust?
Absolutely. Do you know more than likely that he's okay with the women's hands being cut off because they're considered property? They're not considered people.
So you think women are considered property, not people?
And according to that book,
Could you give me an instance?
Okay, there's in Leviticus 25, there's only one group of people not allowed to be slaves. And those are Israelite men. Everybody else is on the table, including Israelite women.
So you said Leviticus 25?
Yes.
This is talking about the year of Jubilee, correct?
Those will be the ones considered indentured servants. And he's very explicit. They cannot be your slaves because they are my servants. Now, foreigners are fine. You may go to neighboring lands and buy people. You may have aliens that dwell amongst you.
So he's basically saying, don't enslave your own people.
Right, but his own people does not include women. Men are allowed
But,
to
okay, so
sell
now
their
you're saying that
daughters.
all people isn't including women. What about Leviticus 25 says that?
All through Leviticus, women are listed amongst property. Even in Exodus, when we look at the 10 Commandments, and we look at the 10th commandment, they're listed with property.
Yeah,
Men are allowed to sell their daughters. We see this over and over and over again. I'd have to go through both Exodus, Leviticus, and Deuteronomy and pull several scriptures to show you that women are treated not as true citizens.
Women are treated as not as true citizens. Okay, and you're saying this is in reference to misogyny?
Absolutely. Which is why he was okay with their hands getting cut off. Their property. As long as they remain in one piece.